Has it begun?
I think so.
I mean, you tell me.
I mean, there's liquid, so I think it's begun. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Rwby Volume 4 Director's Commentary.
You'll see something that looks like the real world of Alex Mack, but is in reality the first episode of the season.
Wow, I'm really great that we started off with a reference that I don't actually get.
You never watched the real world of Alex Mack?
No.
Only 90s kids will get this reference.
I'm a 90s kid, though.
Hi, guys. I'm Miles. I'm a co-writer and co-director.
Hi, I'm Carrie. I'm the co-writer and director.
Hey, this is Gray, co-director and supervising producer.
Hello, my name is Cohen. I'm a producer.
So, yeah.
So, Carrie, tell us how you directed this.
Well, you see, the key to directing this scene was that Kate hated this camera. And that Dustin, who animated the shot, hated animating this shot.
So we were off to a great start for the season.
Yeah, this was definitely, I think there's a shot in every episode that, so first off, pardon the language, every once in a while I think there might be a few swear words here and there.
Yeah.
So apologies ahead of time, but I really want to get the industry term out there. Every episode there's a fuck you shot, as it's called, basically in each department. So we thought we'd just start the season out with one.
Not a bad idea.
You just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
So that shot, which I don't want to linger on too much more because there's a lot more going on, including some new voice actors. But that shot just took so much, just because of the set was so large and such a large camera that from animation to render to layout, everything was just a pain for them.
Well, yeah, and even some of the new techniques we were trying. So I guess, by this point we had used the new Rwby character trailer that we debuted at RTX as an example of where you wanted to take the show aesthetically, which just fulfilling the vision that had been around for years, and like what are we gonna be able to do starting Volume 4?
Yeah, we've got 12 episodes to talk about this, but yeah, we're using software that we've wanted to for years.
Yeah, so we'll come back to that later. But point being, like line layers were a thing in this episode. So like we had updated the approach again between Red Trailer and Chapter 1 here. So just dialing in how thick a line layer should be, close to camera, far from camera. Mercury had some fun things going on.
Yeah, Mercury had some thick old eyebrows in the first draft of all these comps.
That shot.
Yeah.
Hey, girl. How you doing?
Yeah, I loved
Evil?
I think I love Evil, yeah. No, I believe Alex Abraham? Can't remember how he says his last name. Abraham. Is that okay, yeah. That would make sense. That's how it's spelled. I believe he did the cue for this one, and I love the almost like childlike bells going in the background for her. It just makes it even creepier.
Yeah, I want to make sure that everyone understands that, it's Alex is another member of Jeff's composing team, and I want to make sure that he gets some love as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Man, once again, the music this year, from the rock songs to Alex more serious stuff was just incredible.
Yeah, it really was. Also, in the shout out train, got some new voice talent debuting in the scene. Just right off the bat, I guess talking about this too is, when we were planning out the season, Miles, we decided at the end at the end of Volume 3 we finally revealed Salem, who's voiced by Jen Taylor, and who's voiced by Jen Taylor in Volume 1 as I believe it was mysterious narrator.
That's right.
Yeah.
Finally got to pull the trigger on that.
Which
I'm so happy to just hear her say more than a sentence back to
me. Yeah, and or be on screen.
Yeah.
So we thought, we started introducing this the idea of this greater evil than Cinder, last year in Volume 3. So we thought, let's just kick this year off. We've been easing into this throughout 3 years now. Let's go ahead and just give people a ton to handle. So, we've got Jen Taylor voicing Salem,
Chris Sabat
as Watts, Josh Greeley as Tyrion, Greeley, and then William Orndorff, who we've actually been working with since Volume 1, actually.
Yep.
He is the voice actor, sound effects generator for the
human monster.
Human monster for the Grimm. So a lot of the Beowulfs, the Bears, the Ursa,
that's
the same thing. The Nuckalavy. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, creature vocal effects was the original. Something like that was crazy.
But we've
that dude is so talented.
He is, God. He's really nice too.
Yep.
But we've been working with him for years. He's part of the Austin film community. I think now he's
not anymore. Bastard.
He went to Chicago. Yeah. But so when it came time to have this big hulking voice, we immediately turned to him and said, "Hey, Will, how's it going?
How'd you like to speak English now?"
Yeah. I mean, Hazel might still growl, but
he's a growly man. He has the capacity to growl.
Yeah.
Something that was, in addition to unveiling all these new voice actors, but all these new characters, something that was really exciting for us was revealing that Cinder, not only is she not the ultimate bad in this series, she's one of 4 essentially. Yeah. She's on her own little team of evil,
and it's. I don't feel bad saying this on the commentary either.
I have a feeling, but I think you know you're
just
yeah. So I mean. Everybody has team names for different reasons.
Yeah.
Is there anything I was going to say?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, I mean, a lot of people wonder how far we plan out. And we like to stay flexible, but I mean, there's things in these series that we've been talking about since the beginnings, before the first episode of the first volume came out. And one of the first things was Team Witch, which Cinder is the C in. And we've been holding on to Watts, Tyrion, and Hazel since the beginning. Yeah. Knowing that those would be kind of the 4, we call them the lieutenants to Salem. Yeah. We should probably come with a fancier sounding, I feel like we need like
let's make it British, lieutenant.
Excuse me. That's how I felt about your joke.
Oh, real quick too. Love Tyrion's laugh at the end of that scene. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Chills, man.
Yeah.
What were you snapping to something?
Oh, I was gonna talk about little Oscar boy.
Oh, little Oscar, the compost king.
Yeah. Did you catch that on the?
I did.
On the.
I didn't catch it until the episode was out. I saw the initials on the little compost thing, and I was like, wait a second, did Carrie? He did.
Yeah.
I mean, because Rwby Chibi's your baby, so putting little shout outs in the main series is fun to see.
I was just waiting for compost bin. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Come on. But yeah, Oscar. Oscar was a character that we wanted to approach in a very different way than we had introduced a character before, which was essentially every 3 episodes we would just get a little bit more of his story throughout the entirety of this volume.
And you guys agonized for a while during initial creative for Volume 4, trying to figure out the pacing at which he should appear and how to balance all of that.
Oh yeah, we agonized and then chose incorrectly, and then did the most rewrites mid-season I think we've ever done on a volume of Rwby, which I'm sure Cohen just loved.
It is what it is.
Now,
that worked out bad because he was supposed to start in chapter 7, right?
It was the first major scene with him was going to be in 7 instead of 4.
Yeah.
Where we're still gonna have little tidbits, but the meat of it wasn't really gonna happen until 7, and we just felt like it wasn't enough.
I agree.
But no, thankfully you rolled with it pretty well. What I was gonna ask you earlier, Cohen, was how nervous were you when the first script that was 14 pages came in at 18 minutes, and we assured you that the rest wouldn't?
I was nervous.
Yeah, look, I completely understand.
You know, the thing is that the hardest part of this show was just all the newness. There was a lot of new, and
I'm so happy that was newness and not nudiness.
but I have to give a big shout out. I know we're gonna do this a lot to our entire team.
Oh, absolutely.
Because this was a hard start to a show, and they just stuck with it, and they did such a great job. And
It was reworking a pipeline from the ground up is a big deal. In a lot of ways, I think it's actually harder to rework a pipeline that already was working, and there are so many things that you want to keep about it than just starting one from scratch. I mean, there's so many things that we basically tried to or had to emulate about the previous style. That was actually a little bit, it was potentially harder than just evolving the style more drastically, but we wanted to make sure we kept our roots to this.
On the other hand, you get to watch scenes like this, and it was all worth it.
Exactly, yeah. Before we get too far away from it, I also want to... Gray, you suggested that line when Rwby was falling through the trees.
Oh,
the bad landing strategies. Yeah. You suggested it, and I was like, that's really funny. I have no idea how we're going to fit it into that section. But I was like, let's record it, because it's really funny, and it 100% worked. I'm so glad that that's in there.
Yeah. I just thought it was such an amazing shot to see her flying off a cliff. Sure enough, no, there really was a lesson Osmond was trying to impart. You might find yourself in a situation
exactly.
like this.
And she did, and boy, did she mess up on that one.
While we're on this fight, too, I think a little fun fact about the Petrogaigus. Which is what Geist becomes when possessing a whole bunch of big old rocks. The Petra Gigas was originally intended to premiere in Rwby Volume 1 during the Emerald Forest trials.
I think that we've talked about this
On a panel, I
on a
think.
panel or on another commentary about how the first 4 episodes of Volume 1 were originally very different.
Oh my God, they were so different.
It was so different. In fact, actually, we haven't gotten to it yet, but it involved Corsican Fennec.
Yep, Corsican Fennec were Volume 1 baddies.
Yeah, they were the White Fang that was working with Torchwick. And yeah, the Petra Gigas was involved in that. And we didn't talk about it because we've been sitting on it for so long.
Yeah. It was essentially, it was supposed to be a 3-way fight. Actually, no, it was a 4-way fight because it was a giant Borbatusk,
yes,
a Petra Gigas, a giant Nevermore, and a giant Deathstalker. And that was supposed to be the fight, and it was supposed to be...
They found a camp out in the forest.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's like a White Fang camp in the Emerald Forest.
That's right.
That just happened to be there while the whole first test was taking place.
I can't remember how the Nevermore and Giant Borbatusk were originally taken out in that version of the script, but I do remember the way that Juniper and Rwby took out the Deathstalker was they tricked the Petra Gigas into accidentally crushing the Deathstalker. We wanted to get a big rock to crush a big bug.
I can tell you how the Nevermore was taken out.
How was it?
It was the slingshot that we used in the 8 fight.
Oh, that's right. We still had the sling. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. In the big Nevermore fight, I guess it probably wasn't 8. That was the online release. It was whatever DVD one is. But the Nevermore fight in Volume 1, that slingshot idea came from the original first 4 episodes.
Right.
Oh, it's so good to finally say all this out loud.
Do you want to, for anyone who might not be clued in, do you want to talk about the origins of the Geist?
Is that it?
Oh, you're talking about the
White.
Yeah. When we first came up with different types of Grim, we were just kind of brainstorming like what could be out there, and we wanted to have, this type of Grim that could possess other things because we wanted to have, a rock monster. Not a rock lobster, but a rock monster. Sorry, it made me think of it. And we were trying to justify, like, no, we want the Grim to be, more organic or more, a little bit more like easily understandable. So we thought, well, what about a ghost Grim? I think that was one of the first things that came up, and we talked about doing a poltergeist, which turned into, because we're clever guys. We're not clever. That was a joke. So, one of the original things we were talking about is while Monty was working on the White trailer, we're trying to figure out why. Because the initial idea was just like she's fighting a suit of armor because she is. Because it's cool. She's Snow White. She's in a castle, like not the White Castle, but she's in a castle. Like this would be cool. And then like many ideas, it's like, all right, well here's the end result. How do we get there? And we talked about the idea that a Geist is a type of Grim that could possess different things. So we started coming up with different terminology. This was a Petra Gigas. The Armored Knight was an Armagigas. I think we had some others.
There's a few others, but we can sit on
that's
those.
for later. So that's the big one right there. Big reveal.
I love the way he turned out.
Yeah.
Boom.
I love just getting to see Rwby snipe again.
Yeah.
Headshot.
Anime birds. Classic.
Another victory for Team Junior.
Hey, look, it's you.
Oh God.
People got really upset. I think specifically at me for a little bit because at RTX we wouldn't show Jean's concept art, which I think we put out there at this point now. But it was we wanted to show Ren and Nora. And we wanted to show because we showed the girls. And we like the show's evolving. Monty loved doing new outfits. Now's a perfect time to give everybody like a new set of outfits. Like we wanted to do this, but I thought that saving it to happen in the episode actually would be a little bit nicer, especially with all of the peer touches that we added to it.
No, I think that's the right call.
Yeah.
So you said peer touches, and I just imagine peer of Nico's just like poking your face.
Yeah.
So all these characters have some cool new outfits.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Cohen. That was your
Go.
That was your panel moderating experience coming up.
That's it.
Yeah.
This moment in particular.
Yeah. This is the big one. Also, shout out to my favorite incidental character that we've ever done before.
Right.
This blacksmith.
Blacksmith and First Mate got like a huge cult following.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And that was a girl that we brought in. She was so I'm blanking on her name, but she was absolutely lovely to talk to. And it was some deal where we're like, we'll let her read for an incidental character and see how she does. And it's always a gamble whenever you bring someone in from the community because you never know their acting ability. She nailed it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We can talk about her more later.
Yeah.
So, character creation process or new wardrobe process was again, Ein Lee was your main concept artist.
Yeah, absolutely.
And oversight by you and Pat.
Yes, I mean it was very similar to the the original.
The very first 4 designs.
The very first 4 where we approached Ein Lee this time and said hey, we'd love to give them kind of a refresh, change things up because we know I mean honestly one of the main reasons behind changing them is we just wanted to be able to give artists and cosplayers a new task, like a new thing that they could challenge themselves to make and draw and create.
But it was also just showing that the characters are growing up and maturing
and we talked to Ein Lee a lot about that and kind of what they would be going through, what they'd be going through in the future, what they went through over the small time jump that we did between seasons. Jean's sword. I was really happy with how that turned out.
Yeah.
That was actually the main design for that sword. For the redo, Pat basically went in and did the final version of it. Pat Rodriguez, our art director, but the original crown at the bottom was actually Rachel Doda, who does a lot of boards for us and is a layout artist. Because we didn't have a concept for the shield yet when we did the boards for that scene, she just kind of doodled that crown in.
Really?
And I was like, yes, this is great. Yes, like let's definitely do this. Yeah.
But this moment, man.
How often does that happen? Where you're just like walking a shot to the pipe and you're like, wait a minute, this is the direction I need to go?
Every single episode, at least something happens at once where either Miles or I wrote the scene, we think we know exactly what it's going to be, and then somewhere between boards and, even all the way through audio and post and comp, things can change and things do change. Yeah. Even in audio, for example, there's a bit in chapter 6 coming up where we're at the mix house stuck on. I was there with Connor Pickens, who's our lead editor, and Chris Kokinos, who's our lead sound designer. And we were talking about the scene where Weiss gets overwhelmed, and we are just talking about I think it was Connor or Chris, I can't remember. Where we should add some white noise in to just kind of help bring it to a point. Across the board, everything changes step to step, and I think in a great way.
That's good.
I think that's one of the best things about our pipeline.
Yeah, and it's extremely collaborative. It's like one person can have an idea, and if it's a great idea, then we move in that direction, which is really, really cool.
So a couple things real quick. I loved this scene, just seeing them walk off into the green forest. I still kind of choke up a little bit at it. There's this sort of the fellowship is leaving. Sort of moment to it.
The Lord of the Rings nerd in me.
There's some of that, and then we were talking at the time, but we could finally show the damn Pumpkin Pete design of the hoodie.
Yeah, it's been there for so long.
The timing of that was crazy. So what had happened was, as it happened with a couple of different things, information was getting out through the Grim Eclipse video game.
Yeah.
And the Juniper DLC had just come out just before
2
chapter
weeks, maybe.
1.
Yeah.
And some fans had figured out that if you take a character and get too close to Jean, then you can still see it there. But I thought it was so close to when chapter 1 came out, I thought it worked fine.
Yeah, it worked out great, and people seem to love it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's sad Weiss.
That's Weiss's default emotion.
That's true, yeah. Longing.
So would this be the White House?
This was.
I'm going to start the rumor now. If the White Trailer was White Castle.
It wasn't.
This was.
Damn it.
I've been saving that all season.
This is Miles and Carrie watched Citizen Kane one time and felt they knew how to make a character feel lonely.
Yeah.
Ruby Rosebud.
A lot of low angles.
This is also the introduction of introduction, Freudian slip, of this douche. Hey there, Whitley.
Whitley Schnee, voiced by Howard Wang, who he's pretty new to the voice acting scene, but he has done a lot of stuff with the Team 4-Star guys, who we all admire and love. And we should just talk about too, since there's some more coming up. Marissa over at Sound Cadence was a huge help this year in helping to just continue our voice actors pool.
Well, we were coming into this new season knowing that there were a lot of new actors, and we started talking about all these possibilities. And we were lucky enough to be able to talk to a lot of new people, including Marissa. And she started throwing us a couple ideas, and then it became a lot of ideas, and we ended up with an amazing cast.
Yeah, I guess for people who don't know, Marissa also does a lot of the coordination for Funimation.
And Death Battle, too.
And Death Battle, which is just up the road in Dallas from us here in Austin. And some of the voice actors here at Rooster Teeth also have been developing the connection with Funimation, so I think that's all that got going.
I think one of the interesting things about this volume was subverting a lot of expectations about the girl's family life.
Right.
So I remember back in Volume 3 when we introduced Winter, people were confused because they had always assumed that Weiss was an only child. You know, her song in the White trailer is about being alone. She talked about being alone, wanting bunk beds, all these things. When we meet Winter, we see, okay, she's a little cold and standoffish. Okay, I could see that. Well, she also...
Weiss seems to still like her.
Yeah, but Weiss seems to still like her. So then we introduce Whitley. It's like, okay, well, what's going on with this guy? Trying to lay the foundation of like, yeah, she had a brother, they never got along, and we see as the season develops that relationship is even worse than we initially thought.
Yeah.
Winter's never around. We don't see her mom at all this volume. Do you wonder why?
Yeah.
Even though Weiss comes from a busy family, you can still very much be alone at home, and I think that's something that's particularly tragic about Weiss's backstory.
Yeah, this was more of some conscious thing or something, not necessarily drew a ton of inspiration from, but I was always a really big fan of the Artemis Fowl books.
Me too, yeah.
And there's just something that struck me about Weiss and her family of just like, she has a ton of potential. She's this, smart, talented person, but is just not really supported by her family.
Yeah.
I think that kind of plays into it.
And thus begins the bummers of Volume 4.
Yes, you can tell because it got more gray.
We need to count on the corner of how many times we dropped the map.
Oh, God.
Look, he drops it once and it's bad. Drop it once, shame on Hands. Drop it twice, shame on John. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
I just remember, like, later we were working on a script and we were like, oh, we need to make sure that they lose their map. Maybe they lose it in the fight or something. And you're like, yeah. And they're like, no, let's just have John drop it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, originally, I think at one point during the 6 fight, in like one of the versions of the script, like they're walking with the map, and then Tyrion like came through and like cut the map in half. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Since I think Volume 2, we've been teasing ever so slightly what Ren and Nora's backstory was.
Yeah.
And to be able to finally see it this volume was a huge treat. It started back in Volume 2 when the teams were taking their missions. We made a point to point out that Ren and Nora were very adamant about taking a village sheriff position.
Right, because they wanted to help a small town.
And make a big point of like, sorry, Ren, we'll make it out of that village some other time. And then this was the first time where, then we have the orphan line in Volume 3, which is like shoveled into like a really fast and overly comical line by Nora, but like there's that small tidbit of like, wait, did she say they were orphans?
Yeah.
But this, I think, was the moment when people, we were leaving not just breadcrumbs, but entire slices of bread.
Yeah. Can we talk about the footprint or?
Oh, gosh.
So this was, again, spoiler alerts. Please watch the actual movie before you watch the commentary. So that we wanted to start hinting at the Nucleavi, the big bad Grim at the end of the season. So we thought, hey, let's put his footprint in, show like he's clearly was a part of this destruction, and Ren and Nora know what that is. So we thought, what better way? Classic. Put a footprint in, have them look at each other, totally register. Everybody thought that was a bandit symbol, and then the second we introduced Raven in the season, everybody thought it was Raven's bandit symbol, and we're like, no, guys.
Oh man, the
Have
Monopoly
you guys
guy's
ever
pissed.
did you ever talk about having them actually tell the other two about the Nucleavi at all?
It was something that we talked about. I think that the biggest thing that we wanted to kind of try and get across, and hopefully does towards the end of the season, is that Ren really wants to repress this stuff. And he's really trying to, and that's why he refuses so hard to cut through that village. He'll do anything in the world but cut through that village. But then I do think that, again, this is kind of getting ahead, but I do think that it says a lot that he didn't want to go to that village, but the second that he thought Rwby and Jean might be in trouble, he just plowed headfirst into it. You know?
Absolutely.
And I think that says a lot about, as how he's grown with them over the season.
I think it made for a really interesting arc too, because there's just, strangely enough, a little bit of selfishness of him not talking about the Nucleavi.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to him even sacrificing himself to save his friends, he's willing to do it.
I think a lot of it too is just got to be disbelief, because we've established in this world that Grimm generally don't stick around for very long. So the idea that the same one that killed his parents and orphaned him could still possibly be around must have been horrifying to him. You know?
It's fun, even though he's left the scene, getting another glimpse at James Ironwood.
Old Jimmy.
Saying that he's a little stressed since the events of the fall of Beacon. He's letting that 5 o'clock shadow creep in.
Yeah.
Good to hear Jason Lee Rose again.
Always.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Colonel Sanders.
You got the Colonel. I was about to say, damn it.
Yeah, finally getting to see just Weiss's father, Jacques Joulet, being the manipulating SOB.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. It's like some kids watch their smiles.
I gave a
yeah, you
warning.
did,
I gave a warning. You can say whatever you want now.
He's a huge piece of shit, and I hate him. Mainly just because the way that we wanted to have him talk to his daughter is almost the way that you feel like he would talk to a potential business client.
Right.
He's never 100% straight with her. He never even outright says, "I want you to sing this song." He still manages to manages to slip the blame by saying, "Oh, it would make so many people happy."
Well, it's almost like this perverse business form of inception.
Yep.
Where he's not going to say, "I want you to do this thing." He's going to convince you why you want to do this thing.
Yeah.
And he's not going to say, "I'm going to be unhappy if you don't do this." But boy, can you tell from his face.
Yeah. Shout out to our art team. So Jacques Joulet is loosely inspired by Jack Frost, and a lot of little things about Jack Frost is like in the old stories. It's like in the rooms that he would reside in, Frost would grow around the edges of the windows like fern patterns. So our team made sure to incorporate that into his office. Obviously, a lot of cold colors, and we get the line about how he keeps it awfully cold in there. And there's just really nothing likable about this gentleman.
How much research do you guys have to do in order to kind of come up with ideas like that? Because you have to really back up a character like that.
It tends to vary per character. Like one of the things we said from the very get-go was, we didn't, Rwby's based off of Little Red Riding Hood, but we didn't want to either be beholden to everything that they did or just completely rip it off either. So, we kind of wanted to have the ability to get some of the key traits, like Miles was just talking about, like the frost nipping heels, all that kind of stuff.
It's all like the nuanced stuff. It's just
it's just trying to find those little subtle touches that can help people kind of come to their own conclusion about this.
Some touches are subtle, and some touches are Klein.
Okay,
can we tell the story about Klein?
I think we should tell multiple stories about Klein, Stephen.
We're about to go into the sadness, though. We can get back to Klein at another Klein.
Okay,
scene,
we'll talk about Klein about later, but he's another of those characters that have been in the back pocket for many years now.
That's cool.
Man, I choked up when I first read your guys' pages for this moment.
I'll never forget. This scene came while we were walking to HEB one day to get lunch, and it's hard.
This was this hopefully doesn't sound douchey. This was the first time I cried while writing.
Yep.
If that sounds really lame, I don't
I
know.
think it's because you care about the characters that much.
But
take on it, but
I honestly, I was sitting in the room, listening to Pure in my head, and then I was like, I had this. It probably, if anybody was watching me, it looks schizophrenic, where I started crying and then went and then started typing and had a smile on my face.
Well, I think there's something there to be said about that. I think a writer or a creator is. It's not the case that there's no cost when you put characters that you care about through the ringer.
Yeah. Sure.
And the events of last year and the aftermath of all of that, and people.
This was one of the few scenes I got to do mocap for, and I did it for Jean, and it was the same thing.
You did it for Jean, huh?
I kind of lost my shit in the middle of.
I've got to say, so.
Quick technical.
Yeah, well, a couple things here. So, Kim and Dustin, Kim Newman and Dustin Matthews, Dustin being one of our lead animators, animated the scene. Kim did Jean, and Dustin actually did Pyrrha. We decided pretty early on that we didn't want to have to remodel and re-rig Pyrrha for the new pipe because that was going to take a long time. So Dustin actually reached back into Poser, which are to the dismay of our tech team, because Poser wasn't installed on any machines, or it was installed on a couple people's machines still for reference, but
it was not officially part of the pipe.
It was not officially part of the pipe anymore. So Dustin got in there and we mocapped the whole thing and did it. And I thought it turned out really great.
Plus, it was a recording done during that time, and just to have it be perfectly
encapsulated,
that particular of the look.
I think this scene in particular, hopefully at some point we get to release some more behind the scenes kind of stuff. But this scene in particular, I think, is a real testament to how much lighting, post, and audio can bring to a scene.
No kidding. The effects team did a lot of cool stuff.
Because, and here's the thing is we recorded it I'm pretty sure, you know, we all teared up when Jen was recording this, you know, and editing it was tough and boards were tough. Like, everybody had an emotional reaction. And when Dustin and Kim animated the scene, you know, even during reviews, we were tearing up a little bit, just, you know, getting through this. Then they didn't see it. They didn't see the scene for another month or so.
Oh, right.
And then all of a sudden they see it, and the people that spent hours working on this scene, that had files crash on them and got frustrated, you know, because they weren't getting the shot that they wanted or something like that. The people that went through that and had maybe been dulled to that emotion a little bit, bawled, seeing what the lighting team, the post team, the music team, the audio team did to the scene. So I think this is just a testament to how even a scene that's already emotional, how much they can add.
I'm on
water.
a boat.
Don't you ever forget.
Cue the Titanic song.
Yeah. Cue everybody on the modeling, rendering, rigging team being really scared when I said that we were going to be on an ocean for an entire episode.
Yup. That was a definite challenge.
Yeah.
It looks great.
I thought it turned out really great. Captain.
My captain.
Yeah.
These first few episodes, I think, were so much fun to really see. You know, a big thing with this season was how do people deal with loss, and I think what made the first few episodes so fun and interesting for us was seeing how drastically differently every one of our characters seems to be taking stuff. Like, Blake is back to her paranoid loner self. You know, Jean is beating himself up because he's constantly like filled with guilt. You know, we're gonna get to Yang here in just a second. Weiss is just
Kind of giving up in a way.
yeah, kind of giving up and back to being just that
Daddy's
defeated
little girl.
Yeah, exactly. Does everything that her dad tells her.
I'm just going to keep finishing your sentences.
You know, you're good, man.
Oh.
Man, I don't remember where I was going with this. It was fun. No, it's good.
Loss.
Yeah, but it was just like, it's fun. Fun makes us sound like monsters, but like, it was interesting to see what happens when you take characters that have been growing for 3 years and then you knock them all back several steps, and how do they cope with that?
Sorry, when I kept pseudo interrupting you, it just reminded me. Midway through the season, Gray, Miles, and myself had the privilege and opportunity to go to the Volume 3 premiere in Japan with Warner Brothers Japan, which was just an incredible experience.
Never
Like,
forget it till the day I die.
Yeah, forever. It
In
will
Kenobi?
be.
Master Chief.
Sorry.
Will be a highlight of my life forever. One of the bits of information that I think was the funniest was we met a ton of people that worked on the show, from, you know, just the people that make the pamphlets that go out during the theater performances, to the people that make the discs over there, to the people that translate the show and add subtitles. Every person we met, we asked, is there anything that we can do to make your lives easier? You know, language barriers are really hard. And the person that was specifically in charge of subtitling these commentaries said, Miles, please stop talking over everyone.
She pointed at me, she goes, you. Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Sumimasen.
Yeah.
Sumimasen. Oh my God.
So I don't think we're going to be perfect with this recording, but we promise we're trying to do better.
Yes. It's baby steps.
Lisa Lavender grew up and got herself an actual body.
Yeah, we finally did it. It's too bad she died right after this scene.
Oh, shut up.
She lives in the TV, so when Yang cut her off. Aw, Papa Ty.
Carrie.
Hello.
I gotta give credit where credit's due, man.
To who?
To you.
Oh.
So, you know, writing this volume, much like last volume, was crazy and all over the place. But you spent a lot of time focusing on the Yang scenes, and like from the very get-go, like before we'd even like started writing the volume, it was super apparent to me that you could see every Yang scene so vividly in your head, and I love how they all turned out.
Thanks, man.
There are so many little subtle things about her body language, about her performance, about what she says and what she doesn't say in every scene that I feel like right off the bat, you just know where she is emotionally. And I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
That means a lot. Thanks, man.
You know, to add to that too, you know, one thing I'll add is that it was kind of great to see Carrie come into this season with such a vision You know, there really was a lot of times that he had everything like clear in his head. Most of the time, every time. There's a few things that popped up that we weren't prepared for.
Trust me, there's some that.
No, yeah, I'm telling you. But so it was kind of nice. It's nice. It's amazingly nice. So it was.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. Thanks.
I got nothing.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I was contemplating making the joke of Gray.
No. I'll get into this later. It's too early in the volume.
Yeah. I really actively try to make an effort to be better this year. Volume 3 had a lot of other complications, obviously, that went into it, and I really just tried to focus this year on trying to be a better storyteller this year.
Yeah, I mean, and there's
I still have a long way to go.
There's a lot about the pipe that's better. There's a lot about it that's a little more split up. And there's some more steps here and there, even if some of them are accelerated. The crew is absolutely bigger, and your style, you go out of your way to try and provide as much one-on-one time with each member of the crew as possible with whatever it is that they're working on.
Yeah,
we were, you swung by the producer's office the other day, and we were just talking about we were trying to figure out what was harder, Volume 3 or Volume 4. And I think for a lot of the crew, on average, I still think it was kind of a smoother experience, but could argue one way or the other. But for you personally, you know, I get that it was probably a harder time around and more time consuming, even more than Volume 3 was for you personally, because
sure.
you're trying to throw yourself even that much more into it, and there's that much more going on.
The scariest thing, I think, one of the scariest things for us with Volume 4 was the fact that our girls are separated.
Yeah.
Like, we essentially have, like, at minimum 4 separate storylines that we have to jump back and forth between, Game of Thrones style, in a maximum 17-minute episode.
right.
And that was
15.
That was really,
we got real close.
Really scary. It was an experiment.
It was.
And you know,
I think we learned a lot from it. I think I'm happy with what we were able to accomplish in the format that we were telling the story in. You know, I think we could have done some stuff better. I think we learned from it, but I still am very happy with the story that we told this season.
Yeah, the fact that it was actually a coherent story and not here are 4 things that happen.
Right. Yeah.
And one of the things I don't know if we made clear, but we literally rebuilt the show from the ground up.
Yeah. I mean, you know, up until this year, we were animating the show in Poser, and this is the year that we made the jump to both Maya and 3ds Max at the same time. You know, going into Volume 4, we decided, you know, yes, we were going to move to Maya. There's a multitude of reasons. The biggest just being it's slightly more of an industry standard, meaning it's easier to get people to work on
It's scalable. It's
scalable.
Yeah, for a bigger production.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, and both bigger production and bigger scenes. I mean, there were sets in Volume 3 that had to be pared down because there were literally too many polys in it. Yeah. Like we were starting to reach the point where the software was just crashing. So then I threw a wrench at that and said, hey, if we're already moving to Maya, and we're already going to be going through hell.
There's this
plugin that we've been wanting to use for years called Pencil in 3ds Max that we originally saw in shows like Black Rock Shooter. Again, you know, pre-Rwby, when Monty was just toying out the idea of wanting to do this anime style. And we thought one day we'll use that maybe. And the actual, if anybody went to RTX and saw the new Rwby short there, they actually saw an early version of our attempt to do the whole thing in Maya. So essentially, we tried to emulate what Pencil would do in Maya, and I thought the results actually turned out pretty good. The problem was more production, just logistic time. It took a lot longer to do that same look in Maya than it did with this pre-built tool that someone else had already made in Max.
Yeah, I mean the technical.
Yeah.
What we had to do technically was extremely hard in Maya.
What it came down to was asking, you know, the lighting and rendering team, what would you rather do? Force this through in Maya and spend a lot more time doing it, or make a jump to another platform mid-pipe, which is actually really scary and really complicated and really technical, but have the end result look slightly nicer and be faster, and everybody agreed that was the best choice.
Yeah, and I feel like we looked at every possibility that was out there, like every tool that could possibly create this, and Pencil was the tool.
Yeah.
Son, you mean well, but you're just a cocky idiot, and I love you.
Yeah. Sorry, we haven't talked about this fight too much, but this fight was amazing.
It was great.
It was so complicated, too.
It was.
I think everyone was so excited to do the fight with this particular type of Seagram.
Yeah.
So who were the animators on this? We had Austin Hero.
Austin Hero, I believe Kim worked on this one.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and gosh, I know that there's more people that worked on it. My memory is shot. So, also to be clear, we're not done with the show yet.
Yeah.
I just got back from the mix session for chapter 11.
Just the tradition continues.
Yeah.
Still.
This is a nighttime recording at the end of a long day.
Yeah. I guess this is just before chapter 11 will go public tomorrow. As
Yeah.
We're recording this right now.
Hopefully people will dig it. Oh, tomorrow they'll finally get the reason why Blake ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blake
Kind of love
Blake
the song.
this season was interesting dealing with her. We reveal in chapter 11 the reason she's so cold and so distant and so mean to everybody. She's essentially purposefully trying to distance herself from everyone. But she just looks like such a jerk.
Yeah.
But I love her.
It's
Blake,
funny.
Blake's always going to be one of my favorite
Yeah.
characters.
I've seen call it comment criticism, whatever. I mean, I think it's good when people talk about stuff. Is that I think some people think that Blake gets treated a little bit harder than a lot of the other characters, which I do actually. I mean, I do think it's true. And one of the things that we established from the very beginning was that Blake really is the most mature and adult of all the characters, in my opinion. Like, she has been through the most real world struggle out of everybody.
Yeah, I get that.
I think Yang's a close second, having to, kind of play the mother figure for Rwby. But, Blake has, she didn't have a traditional childhood, and I think that is one of the reasons that her life is such a struggle. But she handles it, in general, well.
Yeah, I
And
think
she's
her and
gonna get
Weiss start the series with a better sense of real-world stakes. And that's, of course, that's why they're at odds with Uniform in 1.
Right,
is-
yeah, Rwby and
what-
Yang just grew up on this little village, that's all they know.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas these two, these other two are much larger figures.
And Blake absolutely did not have it easy.
Yeah. No.
And that was another fun kind of, I wouldn't call it a misdirect, but a surprise for the audience when we met the Belladonnas. Such a loving and like caring family. People wondering like, how could she be this way? What's her backstory like? And that was another fun reveal of like, yeah, she had a loving family. She felt like she hurt them, and so she left. She's very. I think Blake is one of the characters that tends to be more hard on herself than is probably healthy.
What are you doing here, son?
Digging the new outfit, by the way.
And Sun's just like ever-present optimism.
Yeah.
Doesn't immediately mesh well with her personality.
I think in a lot of ways that's what she needs.
Yeah.
She needs that person that she can lean on.
Yeah. Sun's always been the kind of guy that like if he just sees something that rubs him the wrong way, he's incredibly stubborn in that. Oh, I'm gonna fix that.
It's almost like Michael.
Almost like Michael.
Yeah.
He kind of just sets his mind and goes, "Oh, this is broken. I'm gonna fix it." And he may not always go about it in the best way.
Well, honestly, that's one of my favorite things about Michael is he just calls people on their bullshit.
Yeah.
And I feel like Sun, in a not rage quitty way, does the same thing.
Yeah.
What?
He can be a bit much.
He can be, look.
But that's
By the
it's
way-
one of the reasons why I really like him.
I love the ear acting in this scene.
Yeah.
Between
Oh,
his,
can we talk about that?
but between the ear acting and the tail extra.
Yeah. Our animators were so happy the second we said that. Yeah, but after that first scene, the bow's
gone.
off. Nah, we don't need that bow.
We got to do it a little bit in the Emerald Forest. When there were times where we would tease at Blake's ears before that was revealed, where like
Yeah.
her bow twitches when she hears Rwby falling off the Nevermore and stuff. But yeah, you guys let the animators just go for it, and my God, it adds so much, and I love it.
Again, just and shout out to the rigging crew.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Between the new approach to facial expressions and controls and the ears and just all the secondary stuff that they had access to this year, it really paid off in the character performances.
Yeah, Brian Eby's team just knocked it out of the
Absolutely.
park.
I think having him this year allows us to do something that really in the past we've never been able to do before, which was we would have a character sit in a new way, like Sun on a rail,
and not
and
just totally fucking break.
well, the thing is like the animator in the past, the animator would get to it and go, I can't stop the bottom of his shirt from clipping through the rail. I can't. I don't have the control for it. So we'd go, okay, I guess we're gonna fix it in post, or not do that pose. And now
And we were the
it's-
compers who had to fix it at the
exactly,
time.
yeah. But this year it's been, hey, we can't get his shirt to not clip through him right here. And Brian would go, okay, let's fix that. And then, bam, he had a new control on him.
Yeah.
I feel like it was such a big help to just up the quality.
I remember when the animators started using these rigs for the first time, they freaked out.
Like the joy and glee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey girl, still loving the new do.
Yeah.
Oh, this is one of our favorite Grimm, the Seer.
Yeah.
Coming up. You know, every evil witch needs a crystal ball.
Yeah.
Might as well make it a living, organic, nightmare-inducing crystal ball.
A lot of people refer to it as like it's the jellyfish Grimm.
Yeah, it's got some jellyfishy tendencies.
Yeah. It's creepy is what it is.
Yeah. Again, our sound team knocking it out of the park.
It's actually a interesting fact. I guess that's what these commentaries are for. The clicking that it makes is actually from William Orndorff, again, who we mentioned does a lot of the Grimm noises. It was from season 1 when he did the Deathstalker. Mm-hmm. We ended up not using it, but that was one of the sounds we auditioned. And when Chris and Alina started working on Volume 4, they were digging through the old libraries because this is their first season, and they went, "What's this? Ooh, I like this."
You might be able to hear it mixed way low.
It might be, yeah.
I think it's in there in Volume 1. But
He did that clicking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't know how.
That guy can do anything with his voice. It's amazing.
See, I was going to Brian take and do anything with his mouth, but voice is better.
Another fun thing about this scene was I think a lot of people were expecting Salem to be much more cruel the first time we saw her in episode 1. She's not overly cruel when she doesn't have to be, but
because in a way she's better than that.
yeah, she very much has different ways of dealing with all of her lieutenants. Like the way that she will discuss things with Tyrion is radically different than the way that she will discuss things with Cinder. You know, she doesn't want to. There's a lot of hostility between a lot of the bad guys, particularly on Team Witch.
These are not people that tend to enjoy having peers.
Yeah. A lot of them probably think they're the best.
Yes.
They all probably think they're the best.
Second best. Sometimes, I guess, in some cases, the best.
Did y'all intentionally try to make Salem like motherly?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, comes across.
But yeah, it's fun watching her do her thing.
Hey there, kiddo. It's not a big pitchfork. Don't drop it.
What are you doing?
I don't know, man. I'm tired.
Do you think that's what Osmond was saying in his head before he started speaking?
Oh man, do you think Oz is in his head? Like whenever this kid's doing like, you know, manual labor, he's like, "Oh, please don't fall and break a leg. Please don't fall and break a leg. Please don't fall. That's my leg. I'm gonna need that leg." Hey, so Ozpin's inside this kid's head.
Okay.
I was halfway through that sentence and realized I need to finish it in a very particular manner.
Yeah.
So this was when we first started hinting at what happened to good old Professor Ozpin, and the answer is something really, really, really weird and complicated and problematic for just about everyone involved. We're not going to talk too much about Oscar, I don't think, on commentary this volume.
Not too much,
We still have much to learn about his character as well as...
One thing I would like to talk about is, we had the pleasure of working with Aaron Dismuke, who we were already big fans of because he was the original voice actor for Al in the Full Metal Alchemist series, the original series. And, you know, the second we heard that we had a connection to him, we thought, you know, Ozpin, Crow's voiced by Vic. This kind of makes a million times sense, and it was awesome.
We were cheeky and had Crow call him a pipsqueak.
Yeah, but and then we heard Aaron and we were like, oh well, this worked out great because he's the perfect choice. Like, I thought he did an amazing job. Yeah. Oh, it's sad, Yang. What's happening? Where'd your arm go? Dreams are scary.
Yeah. Hey girl, hey. The naked during the math test. Nightmare again.
The good old sleeping on top of the comforter.
In all my clothes.
In all of my clothes.
Look, she clearly had a long day and just passed out, all right?
I take naps.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, these were the two characters I think people least expected to see return this volume, and that's good old Port Nublek.
I'm so glad they did, though.
I know. This was a real fun little scene. It's
You know what's really hard to do?
What's that?
Record a lot of laughter, animate laughter, and mix laughter. It's really very challenging to do that and have it not come across as really fake. But I thought the team across the board did a really good job. I remember when we were recording these with all three. I guess Yang by the end of it too. All four of them. We would like be just laugh with them essentially, just to make it feel less awkward for them. which just felt like we were all crazy people.
Oh, well, I mean,
Give us a reason to be the crazy people, I guess.
yeah.
One of the things I enjoyed about that last moment was the big shocker for the episode was Port has eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like those hills.
It was also fun getting trying to slip in any little Team Stark history whenever possible, whether it be a fever dream by Crow or Ty telling a story about how he was a jerk to Crow.
Yeah.
That's what I really appreciate about this is like the generational vibe that you get out of this is that it's yes, there were other students at Beacon long before. And,
This scene was actually at least like my input and involvement on it was kind of inspired about it was something happened to me. It was when my grandfather on my mom's side passed away. That was kind of he passed away, so we're our family was together a little bit more than usual, and it was the first time I'd ever seen my mom, my dad, and my grandmother from that same side. It was the first time they ever actually treated me like an adult and not like a kid. I guess just at a certain point I was like, well, he made it through that now. But they were telling stories and they'd all gotten a little bit tipsy, and it was just really, I'll never forget that moment just because it was the first time that I felt like they thought of me at least like as close to a peer as possible, I guess.
We knew you were brainstorming the scene, and I think that's a common. Everybody has that moment growing up. It's like, they're dropping the facade a little bit. Family gathering, the cool aunts and uncles, and maybe one of your parents or what have you.
Yeah, they're actually talking to me like they would talk to one of their friends. So I think we just try to channel some of that through there. As much as Ty wants to hold on to his baby daughter, that's not what she is anymore, you know. And
can they be friends,
right,
as well as have this, parent-daughter relationship?
Yeah, that love is still there, but yeah, can they get even beyond that?
I was very happy to see that everyone's reaction to Ty's arm jab was pretty much identical to all the characters in this scene.
Yeah.
And then you realize just how strong that bond is.
Yeah, you can see where Yang gets her sass and we always talk about how Yang is the type of person that will teach you how to swim by pushing you in the pool.
Yeah.
It becomes clear where she kind of got that from.
Ty makes you dig the pool first. Do we ever talk about I don't know if we did we ever talk about this is such like a random one-off thing, how Ty and Raven's eye color affect Yang?
No.
Did we ever talk about that?
No, I don't think we did.
This is just one of those things that Monty wanted to do that I think it's just again, it's a testament to like, we just like goofy things sometimes, or we just like things that maybe don't make sense, but they make sense in a different way, where we knew, right from the get-go, Yang's eyes were purple. And then as we were designing Raven, they were red. So then we started talking about Ty, he's like, well, he's got blue eyes then. That just makes sense.
We were like, why does that make sense?
Yeah, he's like, well, red and blue make purple. And we went, you know what? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I also just love that, and then I remember talking about that. But then to when she gets angry, and it's like her Raven nature.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, hats off to Michael Bernie Burns.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been fun working with Bernie on this project.
Yeah.
Because he comes to every recording session, and you can tell that he takes it very seriously.
It's
like
he's invested in Ty Yang.
He really is, and I think part of that is, and this is not to diminish church at all, but I mean,
he's been doing church a long time.
Bernie's been doing church for 14 years. He wrote the character, he created the character. It's a version of him.
Yeah.
So he's got lines for church. He goes into the booth. He does church. It's church. He when we auditioned for Ty Yang, and it was an immediate yes. But when we went to go do the first scene with him, like, he went to talk to us beforehand and go over the scripts, talk about like where he thought, like where Ty had been before this, where Ty was going after this.
I recorded him for fight efforts, like
Yeah.
grunts and stuff, and he was like, how do you think Ty would do efforts?
Yeah.
He's so invested in Ty.
He wanted to listen to Yang and try and his big thing, and again, we love this, is that he wanted to listen to Yang's efforts and think, well, Yang grew up hearing Ty fight. That's where she got her efforts from. Wow. He needs to be the thing that influenced her.
It's kind of adorable, and I kind of love it.
It's great. No, it's so. I would say Joel's very similar with Ooblik as well. Is that again, he's been doing Caboose for so long. He knows Caboose. So to have him come in, and that's where we interact with him mainly is in that animated way. So having come in and he really cares. How would Rwby say this? Is this one of the fast slurred lines? Is this something that he's taking more serious and coming down low? Like, it's really great to see the OG members of RT taking this really seriously. It means a lot to us.
Of course it'll be there.
All right, they found the map. Good.
It's a different map.
Yeah,
How much money did they spend on maps?
a lot.
Hey,
The map's actually upside down because Rwby can't read.
we had a lot of fun coming up with the village names this season. You had a cool idea.
Yeah, as most of our ideas happen, I went to Wikipedia one day, so Mistral and the Mistral region are very heavily Eastern inspired. That's kind of been one of the ideas from day one is Eastern meets steampunk kind of idea. So we were trying to think of like how to name some of these villages. So I just looked up names for Japanese flowers, and we had that Wikipedia page bookmarked.
Yes, we did.
So there's definitely meaning behind all of the words, which I mean,
if you want to hint at what might go down in a certain village,
well, it's great because the fans look up that stuff,
they do.
and I really love that they do. It's a blessing and a curse, because when we don't mean for something to mean something, then they assume that it does. So we like to do our research.
is this the first time it ever rained in Rwby?
Yep.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah.
Every one of those drops cost a penny to the production.
Almost broke us.
Yeah. It was this shot in particular. Oh my god.
This shot was so hard.
This
was
this
that.
shot.
That was the fuck you shot of this episode.
Well, for some reason, it's just the middle part wouldn't render correctly. We don't know why. We still don't know why.
Poor Brett.
I
Yeah.
remember.
We had to re-render it so many times.
I gotta say, I was writing this scene, and in my head, I imagine it's like, oh, we'll probably just start inside the bar, looking through the window, and pull back just a little bit to see Crow. And then I saw the first animatic for it, and I was like, oh, Carrie got a big dig on him. He going for something.
I can tell you exactly what happened.
What happened?
Miles, Anthony Luna. Carrie did a dumb. And Carrie, for some reason, thought that it'd be a great idea for the inn and the pub to be the same building. Which doesn't make any sense.
Wait, what?
Yeah, originally it was designed to be one building. And I just figured Crow would be downstairs, and they would be downstairs, and then Raven was going to be upstairs, and that messed everything up.
Oh, gosh.
So all we did was duplicate the building, throw it on the other side, and add a wall to make it look like another building. It worked, but Carrie did a real big dumb.
Turned into a cool shot.
Also,
yeah.
third best incidental character got to go to Sexy Waitress.
Of course. Yeah. Voiced mostly by me and then Kim at the last second.
Hey, Mom, long time no see. What up, Raven?
Yeah.
Shout out to Anna Holem.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Talking about taking a role very seriously as well.
Yeah. Nice job.
No, she did a great job. She, again, not professional actress, but we really wanted to give this role to her, and we thought she did an amazing job.
But mom extraordinaire.
But mom extraordinaire, right?
Unlike Raven.
Unlike Raven, yeah. Yeah, well, she knows all the things that Raven should be doing.
So this was an incredibly fun scene to work on.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm gonna inflate your ego like you did mine earlier.
Don't do that. You don't want that.
This is hands down my favorite written scene of the entire year.
Are you serious?
Absolutely, 100%.
Oh my God! Thank you, man.
I loved it. And I think that everybody working on it loved it, and it's one of my favorite scenes of the entire season. I thought that the tension came across really well, and I just thought you could tell immediately what was going on. I just liked it a lot.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love the Bronwyns because Crow, one of the reasons why Crow's one of our favorite characters to write for is because he was the first character that could be an asshole.
Yeah.
Like we had all these bright-eyed, optimistic little kids.
Yeah.
Some of them a little angsty. Oh, we have some quirky.
Oh, there's Carden. He's being a
being a
bully.
big old bully.
Yeah.
Crow's just kind of a dick.
Yeah.
And guess what? Apple don't far fall from the. Wait, no, they're sisters and brothers. And wait, I kind of messed up that phrase. Look, they're both dicks. Is what I'm getting at.
One apple fell and then split in half.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened.
And then there's a third apple that the other absorbed. I'm just kidding. That's not true. Please don't look into that. So speaking of, just go kind of into the production side of things for a second. Speaking of just logistic things that can happen on a scene, we thought this scene turned out great. Everyone did a really great job. Boy, was this scene difficult for a lot of technical reasons. Glasses we couldn't for some reason get to be the correct size. This is the scene where we discovered that Crow's hands were way too big. Way too big, and had to go in and add a specific hand slider just scaled just to his hands so that we could per shot dial in.
That's his thing though.
Yeah, it's his thing. It's actually his true semblance.
Look, Crow's hands are way too big, but Raven's skirt is just small enough.
Just short enough. It's really great, and she's going to hate that I tell this story, but Rachel Doda, again, one of our storyboard artists, really loves to put in guy butt shots.
Oh my God, she does.
She just goes out of her way. So at a certain point, and Yun Hao, who tends to do a lot of the fight scenes for us and also has done some dialogue scenes, loves to put girl and as close as he can get to panty shots in the shows. So at a certain point, I gave Rachel a girl butt quota. And I said, look, we got to catch up. For every guy butt you want to put in, do it. I need 2 girl butts. I need 2 girl butts. And that didn't last long. That's the last episode. And then we just saw less guy butts. But that was one of them. But also in the scene, due to technical reasons, don't know why, the oval tables just turned at one point and started clipping through everybody.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, just everybody opened their Maya one day and all the tables were turned. Don't know why. Had to fix it by hand, though, tell you that much.
It seems like the easiest scenes, which on paper you're like, oh, this is gonna be a simple scene, can just derail it so easily.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things we learned, especially with this, as we started to learn and get better at. We've not perfected, but we were getting better at the lighting and shading style for this show. The hardest scenes were the dialogue scenes because you can stare at imperfections. You know, a 12-frame shot where Blake flies through camera, no one cares where the shadow lies on her leg. But on one of these, it matters way more than the other scenes. We made the ground flat in this shot because I wanted to. Okay. Hang on.
What was that like? Super quick.
Back that thing up.
Let me explain. Okay. So right as we were writing that episode, we were watching Kiznaiver, a show by Trigger. And one of my favorite things about that show and the cameras in that show, where they just like to do these like really wide, flat on profile shots. And I just love them so much. So in the script for that episode, the last line on the whole thing is sweet ass Trigger style shot. So we went to frame that shot, and the terrain was actually, Tai Yang was standing on a hill, and then it kind of sloped down to Yang. And I walked over to Tim, who's our lead model. I said, hey, Tim, can you flatten the ground in that one shot for me? And he said, you want me to flatten the ground in one shot? I said, pretty please? And he said, yes, absolutely. And he did it. So thank you, Tim, and Joe McDonald for putting up with that in layout. But also that last scene too, was just another indicator of we tried, and I think overall succeeded in adding more grass to kind of help fill out those flat plains of just green. But boy, was that hard to work with.
Yeah.
It made the scenes. So I guarantee you, in this scene, for example, the grass is actually heavier and harder to work with than every single building in this shot.
What is so easy in the real world is so hard in 3D.
Never work with children, animals, or grass.
Exactly. Yeah, that's on the list now.
We're doing all of them right here.
Yeah. Am I the children?
No.
Oh.
Huge shout out to so many people who made these crowd shots.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna bring up. Hey, remember Shadow People from Volume 1 and how we don't have to do that anymore?
This is the most anti-Shadow People episode we've ever had.
Crowds are so challenging.
They really are. And a combination of modeling, rigging, and layout really just knocked it out of the park.
Nate Terhune and Josh Jones and just everybody just jumped on board and made this work. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
But that's one of my favorite things about this volume is getting to see so much of Remnant and all the different environments and starting to get a peek at all the different cultures.
It was important to us that we never want to waste money or do things just to do them, but it seems so important to us that we're getting out into the real world. We're getting to see what a big city, even Menagerie compared to some of the other things, is a big city. We need to do it justice, and we need to show, I think in a lot of ways, like what's at stake, and remind people that it's not just main character show.
Yeah, I mean the whole hub anime. I mean the way the show started as a hub anime was partly due to just restrictions.
Yeah,
like we literally could not afford, had the time to. There was no way we could do this stuff when Rwby started. and we kind of hoped that by the time we were done with the first arc, we would have gotten enough.
So thank you, everybody,
support
who's listening to this DVD.
Thank
because you are basically directly responsible for crowds. Is what I will say.
This was also another fun reveal. Not only that Blake has a loving family, but that her dad's the chieftain of Menagerie, giving her another parallel to Weiss. A fun thing with Weiss and Blake has always been trying to make them similar but different. And
it was also this was definitely less of the reason, but we just also wanted to kind of do another twist on Beauty and the Beast, where she's in a way, in the same way that she's related to Weiss, she's in a way that, you know, Weiss is kind of like a prince or princess. Jesus. So is Blake. You know, she's not. It's obviously it's a government role and not some type of kingship.
This was. You said you cried writing the scroll scene with Jean and Pyrrha, and I cried writing this one.
No.
I love the Belladonna so much, and I've always really enjoyed Blake, and like we were saying, Blake's the one that's been through just so much in her young life, that the fact that every time I'm looking at Blake, I'm just thinking, someone give that poor girl a hug.
I know.
And she got one
Yeah.
from her mom, and it's just like,
Shout out to Tara Platt, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. We want to work with her for a while. And we finally found a way to. Also, I'm going to nerd out for a second.
Do it.
So, Gira is voiced by Kent Williams, who has done just so many different voice roles in anime and different mediums throughout the years. I hope he doesn't listen to this because he probably hates this. My favorite thing that he's ever done was he was the narrator in Yu Yu Hakusho. And it makes, like, every time I hear his voice, I just get so happy. I just found out the other day that Chris Abbott does Kuwabara, and I'm gonna make him say "You're Meshi." You're Meshi. I love Yu Yu Hakusho so much. Sorry, everybody. Okay, anyways. I want this tea set.
Right. RT Store, get on it.
Yeah.
Also, son, stop talking.
Yeah.
Those ears.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
The ears, the tail.
It was fun to playing with Sun this volume, because normally he's always looked like the cool guy that's like super in control, except for whenever he's dealing with Blake. Yeah. Like asking her to the dance, he gets like a little awkward in volume 2. But normally he's like street smart, you're a cool guy. So putting him out of his element in a very fancy environment with a person he cares about and meeting her family for the first time, it was fun. It was fun just pushing him outside of his comfort zone, which is pretty much everywhere most of the time.
Yeah. What?
Hey, who are these super creepy brothers?
Oh, they're brothers? Yes, of course, like in Fennec, we have had, since volume 1, since pre-volume 1, I guess technically.
They're Assassin's Creed cosplayers.
They were essentially the second Faunus we ever really talked about or thought about.
It was Blake, and then it was Corsican Fennec.
Yeah. They're based on foxes, if you couldn't tell.
I remember, like, the idea behind their name, like, back then, and then it just kind of stuck, was that, like, as people that are, like, so, like, have absolutely drunk the punch when it comes to the White Fang, like, they go by, like, almost like their God-given names. It's like their species of fox.
Yeah.
But that was, like, gosh, that was ages ago. But, dude, there's something about creepy bro characters that that are always fun.
No, I really, that's one of my favorite things about the scene where they walk away is that they're just lockstep.
Yeah.
So creepy.
Ugh.
For the James Bond fans, they always reminded me of Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd, but no one here is going to get that reference.
Hey, Cohen might have.
A little.
That's a soft no.
Gosh, and they're just like so
politicians.
Yeah, there's something really frustrating about villains that you just know they're bad, but you can't quite prove it.
Right.
And I feel like these guys just embody that entire vibe of like, don't stand here and talk to me with that calm, everything's okay demeanor. Like, I know you got a knife behind your back, dog.
Yeah.
Have Sun call it out.
Yeah. Well, that was another thing that we tried to demonstrate with the scene is, again, communication around the world is not in the best spot it's ever been. And not to say that it was ever great for Menagerie. They're kind of...
They don't have a tower.
They're off on their own. Yeah, they don't have a tower. So, you know, the idea that it takes somebody coming there and letting them know what's going on at this moment to kind of change that political landscape, I thought was interesting. Politics aren't interesting. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Gear's chest hair.
And hand hair and face hair. That is a lot of man.
At some point, I think it was Alex Juarez, photoshopped eyes onto his chest hair. Yeah, and then Nick Todd, who's the assistant producer in charge of pre-production and art, has had that as his like messaging profile picture for like a good 6 months now.
Well, so we need to write in a flashback scene where like little Blake is putting googly eyes.
Yeah. He wakes up, Blake!
Not again.
Yeah.
We were saddened when we heard
tail.
the departure from the White Fang. But understand if you can.
Don't talk down to them. Don't talk down to Blake.
Oh man, throwing shade.
Fight after all.
Ooh.
Oh.
Who says I'm done fighting?
That's right, Blake. You tell him.
If you ever do wish to
Such
return,
jerks.
Yeah.
need merely to come find us.
Sister Ilya would be elated.
Oh, I wonder if she's gonna be important later.
Nah.
Name dropping like that.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
How'd you get those two brothers to match up so perfectly in tone? Because they didn't record together.
They didn't record together. No, I think we had a Corsic record later, so we did give him like a little bit of Phoenix audio just to kind of listen to, but no, I think it just came down to they definitely had a really good understanding of the characters.
And if
Worked out well.
you feel like you recognize Corsic's voice from another Rooster Teeth production, you might know him as Ruben Lozano from Red vs. Blue season 14.
Knocked that
He's
apart.
just good at being bad.
Lozano, okay. I thought it was lasagna.
No. That's his Italian brother.
Oh, okay.
Hey girl, hey.
Hey waitress, favorite character? Actually, the favorite character is still the waitress from the crow scene last year that we cut away to. Oh, Tyrion.
I was hoping you could help me find someone.
Who?
Please explain yourself. You're just laughing.
I can only see your eyes now. What happened?
I'm gonna go get a drink.
Another day, another adventure.
Nothing bad could possibly happen today.
That's a nice looking map.
Yeah.
Sweet map is back.
Sure would be a shame if that dropped on the ground.
Fresh and new.
Yeah.
We should make that as a piece of merch. Just
The
something
map?
Oh, that'd be
yeah,
cool.
Like,
Yeah.
like you said, the Marauders map or the Middle Earth map.
After you have it for a week, it just sets itself on fire and disappears.
But I said, like you do the post-Jean version of it, so it's got his drink stains and charred from being next to the campfire and dirt from where you dropped it.
And the post Rwby version too, where she's written down, like you can see that she's connected the dots between cities and is like approximately 2 weeks worth of walking.
Yeah. 2-3 tops.
I remember
You can
you
tell
were
it's about the
really.
world by the hexagons.
I remember you were really excited about that little bit too. It's like, let's have Ruby. let's play some of Ruby's innocence and naivete.
Oh, for that, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of comedy here and there.
She cutie.
Are those buildings
Oh,
damaged?
no.
We should search for survivors.
The bandit hoof print is back.
Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Guys, you're really going to want me later. It's not destroyed. It was never built.
Oh, construction takes forever,
Yeah.
It's permits in the world of Rim are just a bitch.
There's no one under this board.
Look, she saw a bush and she thought maybe that was someone. Maybe it was a very
Suspicious bush.
green, jealous person. They're in their salad days. This whole set was really interesting to build because we knew it was going to be, coming up for the next fight, it was going to have to be a pretty big set. So we continued to do what we had been doing for a lot of the season, which was building all the villages in these kind of modular pieces, where Aaron, one of the concept artists, would sketch out like here's a shape for a building, here's kind of like the middle section, here's what a roof could look like, here have 2 or 3 variants of each one, and then the modelers could kind of go in and mix and match based on just kind of like a rough layout from the storyboard team. And then we threw all that out and had to redo a bunch of them because we needed the walls off instead of having the beams there. So, but I thought it worked out pretty well, and it gave us, plenty of unique looking buildings without having to model, entire cities every single time from scratch.
That's really cool.
I know my parents did.
It's all right, Miles. Don't.
Kind of goes back to what we
They will
did
building
with Vale
blocks.
towards the end there.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Yeah.
They're literal building blocks.
Always happens.
Sorry.
Good thing. Good thing that dust was perfectly covering up that scratch mark.
He like brushed it off. It's like MK hearts KS.
I don't understand.
I was
I know
like,
what that
it was
means.
like somebody, some old lovers, and
I don't understand what that means.
someone else was like, for a good time, call. But then they don't.
Oh,
I was
it'd be
expecting to say
hilarious.
ML,
Yeah.
but,
It'd be hilarious if you said your phone number right now. For a good time call.
Oh yeah. Hold on, let me look up Carrie's phone number and say
No,
that.
don't do that. just do Jack's.
give him
Good times.
Some suspicious.
Or if Jack, if you want us to give out Joel's,
yeah,
you know where our
give us a
bank accounts
platform,
are,
we'll
yeah.
do it. That ominous long shot.
You see the map crawling after them in the foreground.
Don't leave me.
I thought this whole. I was really happy with how this whole scene turned out. I know Jeff was really excited when Jeff Williams was really excited when we told him that Weiss would be singing again this year.
I remember you reviewing this while we were in Japan.
Yeah. Trying to like get the final in, and then our lighting team went to town. This is kind of like us getting able to do that beginning singing portion for the white trailer over again with a little bit more money. That I just remember piecing that together towards the end of Rwby 10, beginning of Rwby, when we just kind of like were working on the trailers. There's just like that one long shot where she's facing the crowd, which is just one giant image, and me putting in. I went into After Effects and just added a whole bunch of the flares just to show like the photography going off. But there's no actual people there. There's just dots and everything. And now we're able to get like a full crowd in. And Jacques in his Palpatine box. Yes.
I never got my milk duds.
Do you think that's why he slapped her? Sorry, is that too dark? Okay. I'm in
No,
a
that's because he
mood,
didn't get
guys.
his junior mints.
Ah,
I need my frosty breath.
This is a big shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are some big orange wedges.
Look, they got super fruit, dog.
Dude, in Atlas they get everything.
No, they don't have just normal oranges.
Yeah,
They have blood of our enemy oranges, which are just big oranges. It's just a really impressive name.
So this is the scene that has the most extras or background. In it.
Absolutely, yeah.
How many?
I think
lot.
Individually there's over 100. If you were to say each color as far as changing the color of the dresses and the suits and everything else, if you were to break it up, there was over 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it would. It definitely crashed a lot of machines.
But we learned a lot from that process.
We did,
too.
yeah. The lighting and render team and tech team did a great job, not only getting that, but getting reflections in on characters that are both in Maya and Max. Like it's just a crazy feat, but they were able to do it. This laugh coming up from the group of them is like the douchiest laugh in the world, and I love it. It hit exactly like that's exactly the moment we wanted right there.
Oh, that was a great painting.
Yeah. There's an actual canon artist named Erin Wynn now. She's signed in the corner.
Yes, it's a lovely painting.
I'm gonna put it in my game room.
Oh.
Right next to that poster, the two girls kissing. It's a real classy game room.
Yeah. Oh, Henry Marigold.
How did you describe Henry Marigold to Aaron?
So, yeah, Aaron, I remember we were in the middle of a bunch of other stuff going on. Like I think when she was concepting him, I think animation, was on like the 3 fight or maybe even like the 1 fight. So like things were really hectic. So I didn't have a lot of time to sit down and talk to her. And the exact words I used were, "Can you just draw a Renaissance Neptune?" And by that I mean just like a really like posery imposter Neptune, because I thought it'd be funny. Like there's a certain style of dudes they gravitate toward Weiss.
Do you think he's afraid of water? No, he's afraid of fire.
Yeah. How do you think he got that swimmer's body?
Yeah, the thing with Henry was, and I mean the majority of people at this party was trying to get this idea across that a lot of people in Atlas, it's not that they're necessarily evil or vicious. I mean, Jacques a definite ass, but that they're just uninformed and are
don't-
so comfortable with their life that
Yeah.
they don't really worry about stuff outside of their life. I think that's something that a lot of us these days can kind of be guilty of one level of another, where it's like,
But
oh, you know,
there's-
we all have a...
No topical reason to bring that up.
But yeah, he wasn't like, he's not a horrible jerk monster. He's kind of dumb and uninformed, and
Yeah.
man, he just wants his big orange drink.
Yeah, I think it's I thought it was a good way to show it without just having somebody say, you know, like, oh man, it sure is great up here.
Yeah.
Make it all great again.
Yeah.
But then we have this woman.
Which, ugh, yeah.
Oh God, have you ever been in a situation with you're with like a friend or a loved one, and maybe they just had a little too much, and then maybe they say something like, "Oh boy, you're really going with that, huh?"
You just
I feel for her husband.
Take that step back. In that shot where the butler turned, there's a version, like an early version that almost made it into the cut, where the butler just like keeps walking. He's just like, I've got to deliver these drinks. You don't understand.
But I think this was a nice moment for Weiss, because she was very much like the rest of these people when she showed up in Volume 1. You know, do you know who I am? Oh, be careful with my dust. My butlers will handle this. But now that she's left and seen what it's like out there, it's that you know, you can't unsee all the things that you've seen.
Right. But she definitely has had her perspective change.
What up, Jimmy?
Yeah. Ironwood is becoming one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. James has always been a cool dude.
Yeah.
Especially his TIE Fighter buttons on the side of his collar.
He's just a really big Star Wars fan.
Yeah, it's been... I'm glad how much we were able to do with Ironwood this season, given his super limited screen time. You still, over the course of the volume, get an idea of how he's reacting to the fall of Beacon in both a positive and negative manner. I mean, that 5 o'clock shadow, come on. Take care of yourself, James. Nobody move. It's visions based on movement.
Ren, did you see a penny? What is it?
I can sense the penny. It's a hey penny. Oh no, wait, it's a scorpion man.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just a man made of scorpion. That's fine.
Man made of scorpion.
Yeah.
Small fun fact: if you cut open Tyrion, he's like Oogie Boogie from Night Before Christmas. He's just filled with scorpions and laughter.
This is a really fun fight. I think Tyrion's design is really, really great. And I love his jacket and color scheme. Boy, do the animators hate his jacket now. And the rigging team. And,
I love that.
Yeah, it was that was definitely a hassle. Most of the fight actually got animated without the jacket at all, and then they just had to go in and do a jacket pass afterward.
Who I am matters not to you, or you, or...
Well, now I just want to watch the episode. It's been a while since I've seen this fight. Yeah. Huh?
No.
You're not my type, dude.
Should we just do the alt dialogue track at this point?
Yeah.
Rwby riff tracks.
Yeah.
And this is another fun little moment too, where we really are kind of pointing at the fact that Rwby, she's very idealistic and optimistic, but not always super practical, and really, he's really putting her on the spot with this whole like, you really don't know what you're doing out here, kid, do you?
Yeah.
The animators loved animating Tyrion.
They really did.
Yeah, I think if you'd asked them the top 3 favorite characters to animate the season, I think everybody on their top 3 would say Tyrion.
Yeah, I know everybody got to touch them. Really, really enjoyed working with them.
Surprise.
Yeah. Brian and the rigging team really did a really great job with his tail as well. He's got multiple versions. He's got just a normal one that's kind of there all the time, and then he's got an extra one that can stretch even longer, which they used a lot for the end bit of the fight.
This just reminded me too. I remember some people asking, like after this episode came out, they were like, "Where's his tail in episode 1?" Fun fact about Tyrion: he wears his tail around his waist like a belt. Keeps it all curled up
all the time. He just looks like a dope leather belt.
Yeah. Like a belt that you get for winning a wrestling championship.
Yeah. He actually did. Didn't I tell you that part?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I had a backstory for him. He's some extreme wrestling for a while. This was Ruby shooting Nora was actually a moment that kind of evolved through the course of the season. It was an idea that we had really early on in the scripting process of just like, oh, it would be really cool to, kind of to throw back to Volume 3 and actually, when we explain what her semblance does is to, have, Ruby enacted a little bit more, like actually, engage it on purpose. And then the moment changed just a little bit. Like originally it was going to be kind of this a little bit longer drawn out thing, but I'm glad we kind of tightened it up because it just made the whole thing flow a little bit better.
Yeah, I just love Tyrion's design. Patrick's little idea to make his ponytail look like a scorpion tail.
That's great.
The little hint, and it just like it makes him so much more mobile and dangerous and just fun to watch. It's also cool having I think he's our first antagonistic faunus that has absolutely nothing to do with the White Fang too.
That's true.
I just have to say that's one of my favorite bird shots we've done so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's keeping better and better.
Yeah.
I was really happy with how that turned out.
By the way, Milivet Gonzalez, Chris Rainbolt, and Hero were the animators with their lead was Dustin.
Yeah.
On this, Dustin Matthews.
Yeah, they did an amazing job.
I love that.
Yeah, got that triple cut. Oh, Tyrion, you're just happy. You're just happy for more violence. Say it. I'm cool. It's great.
Meanwhile,
What are we having?
What book is? Do you think he's reading the new Harry Potter book?
no. Percy Jackson. It's all about Percy Jackson these days.
Yeah. What book are the kids reading?
Percy Jackson Catching Fire 2.
He's a special mitt.
Are they under the Man with 4 Souls yet?
Oscar.
3 showed up in Chibi, right?
You're not real, so you might as well just.
I'm not sure.
The Man with 2 Souls and the Man with.
Oh yeah, I think it did. Yeah.
Oh, I guess a fun fact about this scene, it was originally just written as sides for the character Oscar. We needed to cast Oscar, early on, but we didn't have a ton of lines for him at the beginning of the season. So this was a scene that we wrote to really just to see what
kind of interactions they might have, and then partway through writing the season, I think we were writing about episode 6 or so. We just realized that we talked about this earlier, but we kind of wanted to retool Oscar a little bit. So one of the first things we did was like, well, let's put this scene in, and I think even this scene ended up changing which episode it was going to be in a couple times too. But I feel like we landed on a good episode.
At the very beginning of the season, you weren't even entirely sure if older Ozpin how those lines were going to work, what the mechanism was.
There's a lot of questions. We weren't sure about that, and the other thing, the original idea, more than a year ago, was to not reveal that Oscar or Ozpin was involved in this at all until the very, very end of the season, and it just kind of like follow this kid throughout the season and not really understand why. I feel like everybody felt pretty good about that. The more I thought about it, at least, the more I realized that may not be rewarding for everybody.
Yeah, the most satisfying version for the audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought it was one of those things
they
where
might guess it early on.
They're either going to guess it really on, or at the end they would just go, oh, okay, that's random, And
I remember you coming into the conference room and saying, "Nah, we're gonna pull it forward. We're gonna own it." I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. I'm really glad we did. Like the concept on its own of like we're just following this kid for no reason. And all of a sudden we reveal like that is still kind of cool, but I think in execution that just wouldn't work.
The idea came from a few places, but one of them was Stranger in Fiction. There's a great, and I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't seen the movie, but there's this great thing that happens every now and then throughout the movie where the film focuses on two characters that have seemingly nothing to do with the rest of the story, but then it all makes sense in the end. That works in a single sit-down viewing of a movie, not necessarily over the course of 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. It goes back to the the kind of things that Bernie said for years about Rwby is it's really hard to have something like a twist or just a secret that you want to hold on to over multiple episodes of an internet show. It's just the community, which is great, talks stuff out and figures things out so well.
You're too darn smart.
Yeah. Yeah. We just have
We
to,
love you for it.
catch you in the 15 minutes we got you.
Yeah. God, Oscar and Osmond, you just feel bad for both of them.
Yeah.
It's not an ideal situation for either of them, and Oz trying to do his best to say something that won't make him freak out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that life you thought you were going to have?
Yeah.
Not so much.
It's about to get real complicated. Because they're having Brussels sprouts for dinner.
He hates them.
No, Oscar loves Brussels sprouts, but Osmond hates Brussels sprouts. It's going to be very, very challenging in the days to come.
I have something very important to tell you. Don't eat Brussels sprouts.
Don't do it. They say it'll make you taller.
You don't want that.
You'll get too tall like me.
You have any idea what your stunt cost us? And don't think I'm just talking about Leanne here.
Oh, Colonel Sanders, calm down. Look, your chicken's finger looking good, but you can't talk to your daughter that way.
No secret recipe for you.
I'll never tell you what the 11th one is.
I beg your pardon.
I love seeing a room at night. The way the lighting team got the light to fall was so pretty.
Young lady, I don't give a damn
Look at that
about
reflection.
what you want. This isn't about you. This is about
I think this is one of the first shows we've done in this department where normally when we have a reflection in a show, we just go ahead and cheat it just to be safe and just render a camera from that angle and kind of in After Effects go and kind of corner pin it in. This whole scene was actually the first time we actually just went ahead and used real world reflections just because it was actually a lot easier. Like in 4, Oscar in the Mirror, we faked all of those, but for this scene, because there's so many shots, we went ahead and did them for real, and I thought they turned out great.
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah, now the exploration process was about, okay, that reflection actually looks too good. We need to knock that down.
Exactly, yeah.
Siding with her only divides us.
I'm not siding with anyone. I'm doing what I feel is right, and that does not include wasting my time up here with these clueless people in Atlas.
Eye roll.
The Schnee family legacy.
That was a last minute addition, but I'm really glad I got it.
It's mine, and I'll do it.
Yeah, Jacques just like so dead set on seeing things his way, and just you can tell like he just has this whole plan up in his head and just cannot fathom why anybody would ever deviate from it.
You're not to leave the manor grounds unless I specifically allow it. You are going to remain here.
She's a
out
prisoner.
of sight and out of trouble until you and I come to an agreement on your future.
What?
Your presupposition that you can simply have whatever it is you want is a clear sign of our
Can I tell you guys a really embarrassing story?
Absolutely.
But from now on, I'll be giving you the
I had
full
never
attention you require.
read out loud the word presupposition. Like I've read it before.
Sure.
But I'd never read it out loud.
Sure.
So when we were recording Weiss, I got to that line and just like stopped. Like I just stopped in the middle of the sentence and I was like, what the hell is this? Miles put the thesaurus away. I felt like a goof.
He presupposed that you knew it.
I suppose I
did.
did.
Yeah, if you suppose things, that's great.
It's always fun doing like, you know, there's obviously every character has different ways of speaking. Blake is very quiet and Yang's more bombastic and all that stuff. But there's also like we have certain characters. It's like this character's smarter than our teenage girls and should use bigger words.
Yeah, we did that a lot with Salem, where we just basically go do a Salem pass after we finished it.
Yeah.
Let's make. We did that a lot with Pyrrha and Weiss, especially early in Volume 1.
From more formal areas.
Yeah.
Whereas Rwby and Yang are just a couple of kids being goofs.
Sup, brah?
Oh, hey, what's up? I wasn't. Oh, that's cool.
I wasn't eavesdropping. Just kidding, I was. Last little look.
I gotta confess, I've always wanted Daddy Schnee to have like just some really broad, like white pimp zoot suit hat. Something about those shoulders.
Yeah.
That stash.
He's got like the like padded, like shoulder pad like thing. So.
Know about this?
About what?
It's such a defeating moment for Weiss. Like a low right before a great high, but just she's always felt so alone here, and this is really just the nail in the coffin of.
Yeah.
Yep. There's really no one here that has your back. Aside from Klein.
Yeah. Just Klein.
It's foolish not to do.
Yeah, I've got to imagine this. You know, the second winter left.
Yeah.
It's just been downhill for her at home.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Weiss.
And with Winter and Weiss both gone, then that only leaves Whitley to get all of Dad's attention. And you can kind of see what that leads to.
Can we?
It's him being a jerk.
Yeah.
But
he was definitely a jerk.
You gotta admit, now that he does know that secret recipe, though, things might go okay. For him. Yeah. He did at least get the 7 herbs and spices.
Yeah. Now the question is, can Whitley grow
a mustache?
That awesome mustache. Yeah. That was really effective voice.
Yeah. Take that.
Yeah.
I move things.
Yeah.
Gotta have space to train, dog.
Yeah.
Man. Singer, really, she's always been rebellious in very small ways with her hair, where she chooses to go to school, all that, but seeing the beginning of her actively, literally about to fight against stuff.
Well, I think it was great too. Is like, you know, we saw her in that low afterwards of, you know, like completely giving up and trying to go back to that life, and in 6 and with the ballroom realizing she can't go back to that because she knows so much more now.
Yeah.
And she wants to do the right thing.
This guy's weird.
Oh, Crow.
I love you, Crow.
It's funny. A lot of people wondered why he never went into scythe mode during the fight. We actually talked about that a really, really good amount. And really what it comes down to is it's just not... It doesn't seem like it would be fast enough. Like,
yeah, it's not conducive to fighting somebody like Tyrion.
No, because Tyrion's essentially got, you know, 3 to 5 points of contact depending on if he's using his feet or not. And just to try and block that with that giant scythe just didn't seem like a good idea. So that was why. As I know people really want to see him in scythe mode, but we just felt it would feel forced and not make a lot of sense for him.
Another fun fact, having Tyrion be the first to attack was another last-minute change. At first it was a Han Solo situation where Crow was a huge jerk and before finishing his sentence went out and went in. But having Tyrion be... Oh god, I love that. A dirty little boy. It works better.
One of my favorite moments is coming up here in a minute.
Yes, let's see. It was on this one. It was Joel leading it. Had Kim, had Melanie, had Hero worked on a section.
Don't come closer.
Yeah, a lot of great people working on this.
Oh, that Red Like Roses callback in
Yeah.
the music gives me chills every time. So, Gray, I think I know what moment you're talking about.
Yeah, I called it a little early, but...
Yeah, this was a Kerry Shawcross certain fight, and when I read this moment in the script,
Go right
I
here.
got giddy.
Yeah, screw it.
Yeah. I just kind of figured Crow would have been in enough bar fights.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I love the way it was
It's just
done.
such a Clint Eastwood...
This march
sort of-
right there.
Yeah.
It's just like, you just get this, you stay the hell away from my family, and I love it.
It's really funny. That was actually Kim animated that scene, and she actually did mocap for that. So she's had to, like, put on like her manliest walk.
It
but she did a good job, yeah.
rules.
This is also, you know, there's always like different reasons why something might be your favorite. In terms of just like things I enjoy, I think this song for Crow is probably my favorite thing that Jeff has ever done. I just love it so much. I can't even really explain what it is. I just like everything about the idea of Crow. I really love because I think there's a little bit of him in all of us. But I loved it. It was perfect for him.
Yeah, Crow's melody has always been definitely one of my top 3 favorites.
Yeah.
It's
Yoink.
cool, it's the counterpoint to Ruby's also.
Yeah.
This piano chord coming up too is another chill moment.
Yeah. This part here. Yeah.
Shout out to the effects team.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. A lot of dusty bits.
Oh,
Debris
he's so cool.
Yeah.
Taking some hits though, dog.
Yeah. Ooh. He's not the only one.
Rwby,
Ren's just like, you don't want this,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah. What did he say?
You were smart enough to stay
Yeah.
out of it earlier. I got kicked in the face.
Yeah, it's
Trust
like-
me, you don't want it.
It's like Gus and Jeff on airplanes. There are rules for a reason.
Rwby, what did I say? Get back.
Ruby, your optimism's gonna
Yeah.
really bite you in the butt here, girl.
There are things at work that you do not know about. That very subtle purple eyes there.
Oh god, I love that double heel kick.
Yeah. right, cool. Everything's great. We're all good.
GG.
I'm glad we got in the little cloth bits. Those are hand drawn by Pad and animated in, I think by Zane. I can't remember.
And then our first big boy swear.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yes.
There we go.
Shout out to Melanie Stern for that.
Yeah.
We had to talk about whether or not we were gonna go there.
It was a pretty big deal. Yeah. It was one of those things where when we were writing it, it was just like this. It just felt like exactly what he had to say.
It was originally You Witch, and then we're just like,
Yeah. I honestly, I think that was like our first backup, but I really like,
like
that was us trying to get around saying it.
Yeah, you recorded some other alt though. Right?
I think we got like Wench. I think was
that's what it was. Yeah.
But we talked to Matt and Bernie about it. They're like, yeah, you know, the series is evolving, and this is definitely a good moment to do it.
And it was really showing just how crazy and scary that Tyrion can get. Yeah, it was something, because we never had such a harsh swear like that, it really catches you off guard, and I felt like we felt like it added a lot to Tyrion, who up to that point had been the kooky, crazy, whoa, he's the zany bad guy that laughs all the time, but then that's suddenly the whoa, and he has bite when he
really
is pissed off.
Yeah.
And we see more of that later.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, of course.
I would say this entire campfire sequence is probably, in my opinion, the most difficult thing to write in the entire volume because of just how much. I mean, it was like episode 6 of volume 3 all over again.
Like all the exposition.
Yep.
This is it. I mean, there were so many answers in here, so many things that the audience has been asking for a while now.
Yeah.
Best option.
I ended up taking most of it, and I definitely remember this script was a little bit late.
Love you, Cohen.
Going to the corner chuckling.
Yeah. Chuckling is a word. But yeah, just because it was so much that we had to fit in. Originally, actually, too, I kind of restructured things after we got it into the animatic form. Originally, it was the entirety of the nighttime stuff before we cut away. But it felt that was definitely feeling a little too long. So we ended up doing this part, the story, cutting away, and then coming back to one last bit before Crow left. So which helped kind of, I just feel like, just break it up a little bit to help it out. But I think, God, this scene, like if you count the whole thing together, probably had the most people work on it of any scene in the whole season, and I don't think you can tell one bit.
Great job.
Yeah, I think there must have been like 8 animators working on it. It was crazy.
Tyrion.
Well, talking about that too, just staying busy. I mean, Curie, you often you're writing while you're directing, at the same time working with storyboards, an animation team, an effects team, and the post team, and the tech team, rigging team, the modeling team. All this stuff is in one day. Like each day, deal with the same teams: editorial, audio.
Things got pretty hectic. Definitely this year. It's about partway through the season, people started looking at my calendar to try and figure out like when they could find time, and then it's like certain people just started laughing. But I don't know. It's really
there's that magic relief at the end of the season, though, where like the very beginning of the pipeline rolls off, and they're gonna move on to the next project, and then suddenly you've got 2 more free hours that week.
Yeah,
that's 2 more reviews you don't have to do, and then the next week or two, then the next team rolls off, and it starts to open up over the course of a month or so.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, like recording this now, we're down to just the post team and the audio team, and it's crazy, like the difference. But I mean, I think, and hopefully everybody else agrees. I just think it's really important to kind of make sure that there's one cohesive thought through the whole thing. And I just personally, I think part of it is because I just like doing 3D stuff in general. Like I like to be involved, and hopefully I didn't hold anything back because of that.
No, it's part of the greater whole, and there has to be an overall vision that's kind of driving you through. And the team does really good about, sticking to an idea, following through with that idea.
No, they're great. Yeah.
And the communication that we have, I'm pretty proud of. So.
No, I
creating forces of life.
God,
this was something.
It was a cool. I love the way that ended up getting done.
Yeah, I was very happy. This is So we wrote this story. So this was your Miles. This was your first contribution to Rwby, essentially. Like first major contribution.
Yeah, this is a super, well, not super, but it's definitely a truncated version of the story of the two brothers. But yeah, this was back at 636 when we were still working on Rwby 10 and Rwby, you, Monty, and I had just started talking about the whole thing. I'm a person that gets really excited about world building and like backstory of universe and all that stuff. And it's weird. It's like a love-hate thing because I think it's really interesting, but it's also really, really, really hard. But
I think if it's easy, you're doing it wrong.
I remember I was staying at Aaron and I had this like really small condo down on South Congress at the time, and I had finished up working that night and went home. And of course, you guys, because it was Rwby 10, you guys were there essentially 24/7. I went home and I tried to go to sleep, and then I had this idea. And I quickly jotted it down in my notebook, and then kept expanding on it, and then was so excited that I couldn't go back to sleep. So at 4:30, I drove back to the office and shared it with you guys, and then we added to it and changed a few things and all that. And I remember Monty just being like, "This is cool."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a truncated version of it. Maybe we'll get more stuff about this in the future. Yeah. Maybe it's not as all as it seems. But it was really surreal to, I guess, finally, like that talk from a million nights ago. Finally see something come from it. It was cool.
Is how humanity came to be.
And that was how this origin story came to be.
What does that have to do with us?
Well, that's the case.
The other reason we really wanted to do this was we've kind of had a tradition of doing something kind of storybooky with each volume, and I like to keep that up as long as possible. Not because it's an easy way to get exposition out, but I just think it's a cool kind of break from the normal style, and I think one of the things that's great about Rooster Teeth is we like to try different things, and just being able to mid-season get to experiment with like a different style to get a story across is always really interesting.
And this isn't necessarily just falling back and just doing a World of Remnant. This is a different style that we had to figure out like what looks right.
It was actually harder than World of Remnant.
It really was, and to make it fit into the grand scheme of things for an episode is not easy to do.
Not only would they be easier to
and flow well,
but they would be constantly surrounded by trained warriors. The hope was that hiding the relics would keep mankind from using them.
It's always fun, like because so much of Rwby's inspired by fairy tales. It's fun coming up with what are fairy tales in Remnant.
Yeah.
What are they like?
So yeah.
In this instance, this fairy tale is considered a religion by some.
Yeah.
You mean Salem?
I'm really happy with how that fire turned out.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Quite
I
frankly,
didn't want to geek out before. I was going to say that might actually be one of my most favorite fires that we've had.
No, it absolutely is mine. Yeah.
No, the whole scene either makes me want to go camping or go play Elder Scrolls. I can't decide.
Why not both? They got battery packs. They're really big now.
Quentin and Jeff had a couple of different iterations of that fire, right?
Yeah, it was Quinn and Jeff were working on it together to try to kind of get a shape to it, and then Rob took it, and then Pat and I kind of worked with them to dial in like the look of getting that. It was kind of this weird mishmash between normally if you get cartoon fire, you get that two-tone effect, but you get really pointed, more hand-drawn looking edges. So what we wanted was the simulated fire in 3D because that's a little bit more in our wheelhouse, but to still get this kind of 2D look to it. I was really happy with the two-tone look to it. It was
turned out really well.
It was cool to see something that moved like it was real but looked like a cartoon.
We had a couple challenges this year when it comes to elements. We had water. We had quite a bit of water, fire, lots of dust.
A lot of smoke.
I just love how okay, so this might be too much of a tell. Did we use any stock footage this year, or was this the first year that we totally dodged it?
We probably used a little smoke, but I don't.
I would expect certain dust hits, a little bit of little smoke or whatever.
The amount of stock footage used went down significantly. Yeah.
It went down a decent amount last year, and then this year was the one where we were like, oh.
I think more often than not, if the effects team didn't do it, custom by hand. The comp team, instead of turning to stock, turned to like particular and After Effects and generated it that way. So still, it was still, in most cases, generated per shot.
Positive.
I love the belladonnas so much.
Yeah.
Old habits, I suppose.
Beard goals.
Seriously.
I'll take Crow for beard goals. I just need something.
The beginning of this scene drew inspiration from like interactions I'd had with my family before. Like I have when I would have friends over sometimes, particularly when I was in college. A lot of times my parents, particularly my dad, would always go to my friends and be like, okay, this one doesn't tell me a ton of stories from college. What's been going on? What crazy parties you been going to? And always wanted to get more of the full story from my friends. And then with Gira, just that like, you can tell they just want to talk, but they're not entirely sure how. And I don't know. I remember like when I was younger, I would say that my dad and I never got along. Like I love my dad. But we just didn't have a ton in common when I was younger. And I remember there were so many times like where I just didn't know how to talk to my dad about something just because where do you start, you know?
Yeah, it's just for some people, for some relationships like that, you have to wait till you grow up or you become a little bit more interesting, the older you get.
Also finally getting this huge thing that's been weighing down on Blake for who knows how long.
Yeah. I mean, would you say that this is the first time, like, just because of how Blake reacted in her youth, that this is one of the first times that they're actually finally connecting?
I would say I don't think it's the first time they've connected. I'm sure they were probably all very close when they were all in the White Fang together, but definitely that difference in philosophy when the White Fang started going down its more violent path and Blake's how close she was with Adam at that time probably messed with her judgment as well too. It's when if you realize later that you were a huge jerk to your parents when you're like in your teens or something like that, but if you weren't just a jerk to your parents, if you were horrible and told your parents they were cowards and that you never want to see, like, take it to an extra level and not just I hate you, I want to have a sweet 16. But Blake,
do you think she had a sweet 16?
I don't think she did. I think she had a pretty sour 16.
She probably.
But yeah, we talked earlier. Blake tends to be the character that is just the hardest on herself, and finally being able to talk about this with her dad, I think is just like it was such a huge step towards getting her back on her feet where she is at the end of this volume. Oh, son.
I really don't like you.
You and everybody in the comment section that week.
Yeah. Until about episode 11.
There really is this crazy evil being behind these attacks, not just some thugs trying to become powerful. Why doesn't the world know?
I love Nora's facial animation in this shot.
Yeah.
Is it Paula?
I believe this one was
Should
Paula.
we be getting them a message? What if they're next?
Yeah.
There's so many beautiful subtleties in that shot.
What happened to Beacon? He's not dumb. He'll be on his guard. Besides, it takes time to mobilize forces like that. Do you really think they planned out that attack on Beacon overnight?
It was like 3 volumes.
Going back and watching FMA Brotherhood right now, the dub, which I had not done previously, and it's still blowing my mind.
That's
still blowing my mind.
That's I think one of the my favorite compliments about just the voice actors on the show in general, because we have a lot of really, really talented people, is that a lot of people can't believe that it's Vic. Like he's such a good job just transforming his voice for this role.
Yeah.
And I love it so much.
Salem's smart. She works from the shadows, using others to get what she wants, so that when it comes time to place
I wish we could have
blame,
seen more of the scene, just because I really like
point at each other.
just the look that turned out for us.
She's trying to divide us, humanity. And so far, she's done a pretty damn good job.
I really wish we could sell that flask.
So what should we do?
Sell it as a juice box.
There you go. Yeah.
Kids love it.
Yeah.
Kids love it.
Yeah. It'll just
Put a sticker on the flask that says kids love it.
Like candy cigarettes. They'll look really cool.
Let it come with a little bitty straw.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
The schools are an important part of stopping Salem.
Your insulated juice box.
Is going to be on high alert.
I think this is another just good example. What happened a second ago, and what's coming up in a second, of Rwby's, her naive nature being both a good and a bad thing is, like, she's hearing all this stuff. She's starting to learn, what she's wrapped up in and the consequences of everything, and she's still like, all right, what's next? And it's like, Ruby, like, Tyrion just wrecked y'all. You shouldn't, like, she shouldn't want to be diving into this, but she is. I think it's just a really important thing to her character.
All right.
Yeah.
I think it's time you kids got some sleep.
That's a subtle way of saying I'm done talking to you.
Yeah.
Right?
This is a lot to take in. And it all sounds
And it was,
crazy.
from an acting perspective, it was a lot of fun to get to do
whatever I can to help.
pissed off Jean.
Yeah.
So,
No, you did a good job.
thanks, man.
But why couldn't you trust me? Why couldn't you just travel with us instead of all of this secrecy and
Look, this has nothing to do with trust. It's a long story, okay?
I love this line.
now you're tired of telling us stories?
Yeah.
Those are a sign of bad luck.
God, the camera work in the scene too is so good.
We the shot inside the fire was definitely one of those shots that Rachel had the idea to do it while we were boarding Rachel Dota, and I told her, absolutely draw that. I make no promises that that's gonna make it all the way through. But every next department after that, I explained the shot. I was like, no, we should do that. So it was one of those things where it's like, it was just such a beautiful shot that everybody wanted to make it happen, and everyone went out of their way to make it happen.
Framing and framing.
Guess you could call me
Double
the bad
framing.
luck charm. Comes in real handy when I'm fighting an enemy.
And this is our first time
Makes it a little hard with friends.
introducing the idea of a passive semblance too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really glad we were able to. That was probably this episode was running a little long, from the get-go in the animatic phase, and we all kind of had a conversation of, can we, handle this? We've got this overall runtime we need to hit, but can we handle an episode spiking this hard in the middle of the season? But thankfully, production was awesome and able to accommodate it. I think one, because for what it's worth, there is a lot of sitting around and talking and listening, and
Helps, yeah.
Speaking of spiking.
Behind the camera. Yeah.
Another time, audience.
Yeah. Not tonight. But I'm really, really, really glad we were able to get everything in, because his semblance was probably the thing that would have gotten cut if we had to truncate it. I remember, you wrote this part and you're just like, oh, I thought it'd be like little slaps. I was like,
when I wrote,
she was finally having a moment with her dad.
I wrote a lot of the Blake stuff, and this was I always imagined it as a slapping him on the shoulder, like cut it out. And when I gotten really behind on stuff and hadn't been checking the animation stuff, and the first time I saw it slap, I went, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. What's not going on this volume?
It works though in that, as we find out in chapter 11, Blake's been doing everything she can to kind of alienate her friends because she's worried for them, and that includes hurting the ones you love in the hopes that maybe they'll go away and won't get hurt worse.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to the YouTube supercut of all the slaps. From
Yeah.
all the volumes of the series when we get to the end of it.
Ooh. Who's that girl? Who's that girl? It's Spy. Cool shot. Cool shot is cool.
A freaking ninja? A spy.
I think this is my favorite one of my favorite sunlines this volume.
Yeah.
What up, best mom?
The White Fang is evil. I totally called it, and I'm bringing your daughter back.
Michael killed that.
Yeah, he did a great job. When they were scoring the music for this, you want we didn't have any temp during that section. They're like, do you want the music completely drop out? I was like, completely drop out. They're like, all the way. I was like, all the way. That was definitely one of those I'm sure at some point we're gonna get around to cutting once now the season's out, a volume 4 trailer or something. Mm-hmm. That's a trailer moment in my head. It's just so perfect.
Oh, snap, guys.
Oh, sleeping bags.
Crow's juice flask is leaking.
I need more juice.
Passionberry.
Passionberry.
Crow's actually into really fruity drinks.
Well, that's unfortunate.
You cheeky bastard.
Hey. I thought it was funny.
It is.
Oh, Yang and Tai Yang.
So it's okay when Ty hits his daughter, but Jacques doesn't, and everyone. I'm just kidding.
The answer's also yes, because she hits back, and it's awesome.
Shout out to Austin Hardwick.
Yeah, did this whole fight. I was hesitant to call this a fight.
It's totally a fight.
It's totally a fight, but I was hesitant to call it a fight so that it seemed like we have fewer fights this year for production sake.
Do you think sometimes when she...
So I was like, no, it's just a little action bit. No, it's just a little action bit. Yeah.
You don't even see it.
Do you think when she punches her fists together, it hurts her left hand?
Yeah. She was like internally. She went. Ah. You think she would learn not to do that?
Natural. They did a great job with this thing.
Yeah. Like Ty doesn't mess around.
He don't.
Yeah.
As we know,
yeah.
He teaches you by pushing you in the pool.
Yeah.
Teaches you to swim by pushing you in the
Yeah.
pool. That's an important thing to say.
There you go. Yeah, if you just push someone into a pool and there's no water, they
Dad,
just die.
I don't know algebra. All right, now let's get the host.
Meaning?
The sound team and I, Chris and Lena and David, we talked a lot about exactly when to give her arm robotic noises and like servo noises and when not to, because we didn't want to enter into a trap where every single arm movement was a thing. So, you know, we kind of came up with like a generic rule of just, you know, distance to camera kind of stuff or the really important shots. But it's one of those things where it's just not worth. It would be distracting if it was on every single arm move. But I think it'd feel missing if we never heard it. So it's like, you know, let's just do the cool stuff essentially.
So you can't see it now, but shout out to our artists for all their little subtleties, like putting the 3 bears on her pants.
I'm serious. Once you take damage, you can dish it back twice as hard, but that doesn't make you invincible.
I gotta say, also knowing Barbara and Bernie's relationship in real life and like how long they've known each other and how good of friends they are, it makes their seeing them together in Rwby like that much sweeter to me.
I just wish that Bernie wore shorts more often like Tai Yang. That's my biggest
Can you get him to
complaint.
cosplay this year?
Oh, yeah. But he has the tattoo has got to be real.
I will pay for the tattoo.
Oh, that grass. The second they're done training, Ty just tells her to resod the yard because they messed it up so much. I had a nice, good yard.
Obviously.
I think it was, or Miles, I don't want to speak for you, but I think it was really important to us that we didn't have Ty pull any punches with Yang in terms of talking about her arm, just because Yang has never really been a person to pull punches. She, she calls it as it is, and the idea of coddling Yang, I think, would just make her even more upset, and I know Ty knows that. So, we had a couple bigger, like, oh, wow, I can't believe you just did that to her moments in the season that I think most of the fans appreciated in general, but I know it took people by surprise. But, I mean, I think doing the opposite would just be, wrong to do to Yang.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't feel right.
Why?
Ty, buddy,
Yeah.
you've had a rough go of it, pal.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
Speaking of subtle design things too, Yang was actually the only character, the main character this season that got a decent hair change. All the other characters, were pretty much remodeled from the ground up. Well, most of the time, actually, we started with the base. Like for example, Ruby's face is exactly the same. We just used like a cleaned up mesh of it. And for everybody else's hair, we again basically kept it the same. We tried
some experimenting.
We did some experimenting, especially with Rwby in the very beginning, where we tried to do her hair in a way that we thought lighting would work a little bit better on and give us more ability to do physics for it and to do get nicer motion from it.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of time to pass. They're wearing their hair a little bit differently.
Yeah, and just something just didn't feel right 100% about it.
Of all the things, those were the sorts of things that actually made it feel like it was too much of a change.
Yeah. We because I don't want to put this lightly, we agonized over those aesthetic changes because we didn't want people to think that it wasn't Rwby anymore. And I mean the show as a whole. But Yang was the only one that got a kind of a significant hair change. But I was really, really happy with how it turned out. And speaking of subtle things like the purple hair tie and stuff like that. Even with her, we kept her bangs the same and then just kind of changed the back of her hair. But we found their color schemes. We can change their outfits and still get the character across really, really well. but their color schemes and their hair are just so integral to who they are as characters, that it was hard to see Rwby as Rwby without that.
Leave.
It's like when you're getting close to the high score in a game and your brother or sister just comes in and ruins it.
Yeah. Or like when you're about to like take over a company.
Yeah.
And your brother just comes in and ruins it.
Yeah. I remember 5th grade.
That boy needs some hairspray.
The product.
A fun thing about Whitley is he's one of our few main cast characters that isn't a fighter.
Mm-hmm. He and Jacques.
Yeah.
No.
And is actually okay with it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the ties also were good. It could be. You know.
It's true, yeah. It sounds like a Bond villain thing, like he takes his tie off and chokes people.
That's why we have one. Even if it is run by
Yeah, getting to meet more characters that don't necessarily feel like being a huntsman is the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Fine.
There's a fun thing that we got to do later too in the in Rwby, which is, you know, we're so used to seeing the Grimm through the lens of huntsmen and huntresses, seeing it from the perspective of just an unarmed civilian with no combat training. They're a million times more horrifying.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I'm so glad that worked out.
Go for it, girl. Eye of the tiger.
This is you know, Weiss has summoned a couple times now, but all accidentally. So you know, it's a pretty big thing that we wanted to show that she's been training, really actively working towards this, and actually finally heeding Winter's words about not letting Avery get to her. That bookshot, yeah.
Didn't you do some of the animation keys on that, or am I thinking of Paco?
I was working on it with the animator and one of our layout artists to kind of like help smooth it out, and I felt really proud because I was like, what if we delete that key and it made it feel better? I was like, I did it, guys. I did a thing.
Nishni, that's lovely and all, but the draft coming through is terrible, and I'm going to need contractors here now.
I need a favor.
Not saying I'm not proud of you, just a little pissed.
Wish you had thought about repercussions.
Hey, girl.
My name's Sun. I can't remember. Oh, I can't remember who it was, but somebody was making the joke that we should have put coconuts on the trees.
So, Ilya is a character that we're really excited about for future things with her, and it's fun having. It's interesting that her faunus trait is almost. It's almost like a semblance in that how useful it is.
It's definitely the most power-like faunus trait of anybody
that we've seen so far.
We've seen so far. Yeah.
Her and Tyrion definitely got.
Tuxen has a little bit.
Yeah.
That's just more because he can, you know, hide him if he wants to.
But it's also something that's fun with Ilya is that, and that we'll continue to explore, is up to this point, a lot of our White Fang members have been very clearly on one side of the spectrum, and here we have somebody from the White Fang that has some internal conflict about who they're fighting and how they're going to do it. Like, you see her struggling all the way up to this point about whether or not she wants to actually attack Blake.
Yeah. She's letting that history get to her, and maybe not Sun, but
yeah. Oh yeah, no, she stabs the hell out of Sun.
Yeah.
It's also interesting, fun too, having a she could 100% pass as human, and that's gonna be some interesting stuff that we explore later. Also, she's like a little mood ring.
Yeah, it was fun to play around with those colors and try and find some cool color art combinations. We found a couple that did not work at all.
Right.
Plaid. Paisley's out now.
I don't know, man. Plaid would be pretty funny. I hope they get drawn now.
I'll give props to Erin this volume too. I always thought she really took every scene with Blake and really got it there.
No, she did a really great job.
High five, Erin. Meanwhile,
in the low saturation forest.
Yeah. There's that area right outside Mordor with all the water that The swamps that Frodo and Sam stop in.
Expect Furiosa and Max to drive by later.
Off in the distance, just.
Yeah.
And every chance we get to leave little Team Stark breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact: all those spots of mud on the ground were originally going to be water puddles. And then while we were animating it, I forgot that. So I let everyone just walk all over them. And so that we didn't have a bunch of Jesuses, we turned them into mud at the last second. Because doing a whole bunch of puddle splash and everything would have been terrible. But I actually think it looks better that way.
It breaks it up nice.
And I'm also willing to admit that I make mistakes.
We all do.
Say, would that be a yellow brick road?
You nerd.
I'm sorry.
The threads that you've just inspired.
I know. I just like messing with the fuck sometimes.
It was really important to me when we had Lindsay read this, that she did not take too long to read Kuroyuri. Because I didn't want people to actually think Rwby was illiterate after Volume 3.
But if it takes us around the mountains, it's the best bet we've got.
I'm not regretting not saving that and telling you guys about that idea later.
We'll just have another sign pointing backwards that says presupposition. And Ruby's like, I don't know what to do here, guys.
Ren got some tood.
Yeah.
Ren, why are you acting?
We can split up.
That was weird. John sounds just like you, Miles.
Ren and I can head to the mountains while
I don't hear it.
take Crow around through the village.
I always thought myself more of a Nora.
We're supposed to stick together. We keep each other
I love
safe.
Nora here, just trying to kind of keep the peace between everybody.
Yeah.
If we make it to Mistral, we'll bring back help. If we don't,
There's a lot of anxiety and tension going on inside both Ren and Jean.
somewhere else we can go.
Yeah, they both have things in their past that are haunting them right now and influencing this decision. And Nora is able to find a way to kind of find a middle ground. It's definitely one of those things where it may have worked out better if they'd gone through, or may not have. Who knows? But it just the fact that they were able to find a resolution, I think, is cool. It's cool.
Just take care of each other.
Nora's a good kid.
We always have.
The musical cue is so great here.
Mm-hmm. Bye. We're out.
This is another jab at Ruby's optimism too.
Yeah.
They're gonna be fun, Jean.
I thought you did a good job of
You don't know that.
playing Jean as defeated, but not necessarily, emo and depressed.
Thanks.
I think that's something we were worried about going into this.
Yeah, for
volume
like
is-
every character.
for every character across the board is like we didn't want this to be
Spider-Man 3.
yeah, let's just say it. Yeah. And I'm happy with how it turned out. Just
Gypsy symbol.
Meanwhile, sorry.
every time. I like Oscar's room a lot.
It's pretty cool. I'd be pretty jazzed and bummed about leaving it.
Well, I just
That
like the
happened.
idea. This is one of those things that there's no reason to explain it, and we never
Sure.
would. But he calls out his aunt. Like obviously his parents aren't around, and he had the choice to live in the house with them, but instead he was like, "Hey, can I take that old room in the barn that nobody's using?" And like create his own space out of that. Just I don't know. I just like that idea a lot.
This is another bit too where trying in as short a time as possible because balance of screen time this season was incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's places we could have done a better job, but like trying to hint at where Oscar is at with the amount of time that he has, it's just like was a challenge. But here seeing he's going along with it, he's on board. One would think it's going well, but every time Osmond kind of tries to come in and be a little more positive, he can't help but give him a little dig.
Okay, real talk. The first time I saw the full comps on this, I lost my shit because that lightning is so good. I mean, everything about this is so good, but like I thought this was one of the coolest looking scenes this volume.
Yeah, they did a real great job getting those look together.
The flash and the lightning feels so real.
Yeah. We went all out on this because this is the first time I guess that never mind.
This is the second time we had rain.
Yeah, we talked about this. This is the second time we've had rain. But we went all out. We got wet textures for the characters. We had like a separate little texture for the wet ground, or I guess more specifically the dry ground.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the first time like the characters have been out in the rain.
Yes,
Seeing Rain hit.
There you go.
That's kind of what the scene was.
That's what I was trying to say, Gray. Of course.
So just going over with comp team about like, okay, no, this is what it should look like with the edge hitting his shoulder.
Yeah.
What up, long play character that we'll learn about in the future that we're teasing now?
Yeah. Yeah, all the little touches from like the puddles to the kind of like gentle haze coming off the characters, it all turned out really, really well.
Someone from my past.
I just like the ATM glow or the ticket machine glow.
Yeah, real nice.
Yeah.
Mostly too, it's fun like
Tron train.
Having working on a show that's probably going to last a long time is incredibly intimidating, but it's also fun being able to just leave little hints for things well in advance.
I think at this point, I mean, like anyone who's been following Rwby for a while now gets the rhythm of the seasons,
right?
And kind of they understand the analogy that we've made before, where it's each episode is like you're getting the next issue of the manga,
right?
You guys are paying attention to kind of a seasoned structure, but it's not like a perfect Western.
It's not
act structure and all that jazz.
No,
and we're in this for the long haul, and thinking a couple of years ahead, and it's just the rewards for the folks that are going to be with the show the longest are going to be pretty cool.
This episode reminds me a lot of the Penny and Pierre moments of Volume 3, and that like it was something that has been in our heads for so long, and then to finally actually see it felt super surreal. It's like, oh, we reached this point. We can finally learn a little more about Ren and Nora.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy the number of 1 a.m. conversations from Crunch from 4 years ago are finally hitting the screen.
Yeah.
It's definitely a feeling that I never get used to, but I wouldn't want to either. Just it's such a thrill to be able to see that stuff.
This turned out so nice.
Yeah.
Cutie patootie. God, puberty hit that kid like a train.
We trying to catch a fish?
This is a really dumb story, but for marketing each week, we grab a little clip for them to put up on like Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and we started it with the previous scene with Rwby and Jean, and I wanted to get in. Like we take all those things very seriously. We like how we're marketing the show and like what we're like showing to people. Like we take it all very, very seriously.
The Rwby experience.
Yeah, and so I wanted to get Ren and Ren's mom in there to let people know like, hey, there's gonna be like some flashback stuff in there. But we ended it on, are you trying to catch a fish? And we kept joking in the editorium of just about like putting in dramatic music. And, so you're trying to catch a fish? Doom room 4. Ren catches a fish.
I have to confess a little bit of headcanon. I always assumed that the pink lock of Rin's hair was somehow Nora's doing, and he somehow decided to keep it.
Oh, like he Sharpied her hair, or she Sharpied his hair.
She did something to it, and he just like, okay.
Well, something just your size.
Oh, Connor Pickens. What a great blacksmith.
Suck it, please.
When we threw him in the booth for that. He actually went to go get temp for that, and I said, let's just leave it. Like it sounded good. And when we were watching the episode, every week like we watch it with all the leads to just make sure everything's good. And I just started clapping during that section. And he just like I think he almost walked out.
I was about to say, who came up with cat bread?
Aaron.
Oh, of course, she's so great.
Yeah. If we ever get a Rwby cafe in Japan, we'll sell cat bread.
I have thought you said cafe for a second there.
This is a really hard scene to watch. Watch a bunch of really mean kids pick on Nora. But, if you're ever feeling down about this scene, just remember it's likely those kids died the next day.
It's funny you. It's funny you said that.
I said likely. I didn't say, I'm not making it canon that those kids are dead.
It's funny you said that. We almost put one of them lying in the background.
Oh my God.
We didn't do it. We didn't do it. But Nate was placing crowds. It's like, hey, why don't you put that really the really mean one, like the tall one in the background?
Oh my gosh.
Too much.
All right. It's time to say what we're all thinking.
Yeah.
Hey, Hanzo.
Yeah, what's up?
So, real talk.
We didn't play a lot of Overwatch during the season.
In the script, it literally describes Ren's dad as I think it was like a handsome Hanzo-looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
Is, I think, his description.
And yeah, Aaron was like, on it.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly, but it didn't come up immediately until like we realized it's like, okay, he's a hunter. He fights with a bow and arrow. He's Eastern inspired. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So then we were just like, yeah, screw it.
Patrick concepted the mama and pop out, and one of the subtle things he did I really liked was having the gray streaks in his hair and the dad's hair, just kind of implying that that came from that maybe in his younger days.
Did I get that wrong? The Pat did the design?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like
Sorry, Pat.
Speaking of like headcanon stuff, there's this whole thing like that. This episode had to get trimmed a lot, but there's this whole thing like in my headcanon. The reason I almost called him Hanzo. The reason Lee's going to go talk to the mayor, the idea was on their hunt, they didn't find any animals, almost as if like they'd been spooked away.
Yeah.
And he was worried, and he's going to go talk to the mayor about seeing if they can get a huntsman to come in because he thinks something bad's about to happen. But he gonna be too late.
Yeah. That's definitely I think a good example of some of the things we're just not able to, like those little things that we would like to put in but don't really have time to.
It's just like
also don't. Like it would help, but it didn't. Yeah. It doesn't make or break. The episode,
it's like it's unnecessary information.
Yeah,
it's like fun, extra fun.
But it rewards the commentary listener.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is a real big.
We lost.
Point for us too.
Kerry, if you want me to get a marker, just like draw the individual crow beard lines in on the face.
I need. Yeah, that I think I could cosplay him just because I can just do that and it'll immediately work.
Despite everything you've lost. Everything you could still lose, you chose to come out here because you felt like you could make a difference. You didn't drag us along. You gave us the courage to follow you.
Should we talk about what originally happened at the end of the scene that I made us cut because I was worried?
The hug?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Originally they hugged, and I just it was one of those things where
we were running up against the wall on animation time.
Well, we were running up against the wall on animation time, and we knew we were gonna kind of advance things with Ren and Nora, and I just didn't want people to think that there was something going on necessarily.
Right now.
I'm not saying there's not, but I'm not saying there is. I love this scene.
Lee.
On. What are you doing? We need to hurry.
We can go to the safe house.
Yeah, this was the way we described this moment was Maggie Gyllenhaal in The Dark Knight, of just like, it's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. It's gonna be over before you know it.
Yeah. Right. It thinks maybe okay, he's a capable hunter. They seem like they have a plan. Nope, gone. Ooh. Yeah.
His world literally comes crashing down.
Oh.
Shut up.
I wish I could just give everybody who worked in the scene a big old giant hug. Because a lot of love and effort went into this whole...
Like every stage.
Yeah.
The hug that Jean never got.
The hug that Jean never got. Yeah, yes. Just so much went into getting the crowds working, to getting the animation working. The from the subtle effects that Comp did, all the ash or all the embers in the air to the ash that effects did, and the smoke plumes, just started across the board. Everybody, I thought really did a great job with this. Ooh, there's Knuckles.
So I think it might have been on last volume's commentary, or maybe it was at a panel, but I talked about how my favorite Grimm is in Volume 4. About that, it had to get cut due to reasons where push. Yeah. Essentially, it was something that was going to add way too much to what was already a very Ranger-heavy volume. So we had to lose it. But once this episode aired, everybody was like, "Oh, Miles, is that the Knuckle your favorite Grimm?" I gotta give credit where credit's due. Carry things from your nightmare Shawcross. You found the Knuckle pitch it as what our final boss would be for Ranger, and it seems super dope. But I had no idea how creepy you were gonna go with it. It is now I think it's now actually my favorite Grimm.
Oh, really?
I think dude, it's just premium grade nightmare fuel.
It really was. everyone on the team coming together and just adding little things to it. You know, the first animators in the 12 fight. It was actually right around this time, or maybe just even a little bit earlier in the production pipeline that we were animating this episode is actually when we started animating the fight in 12. Actually, most of the fight in 12 was animated before even these shots in 10 were done, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, I mean, you know, the animators working on it added so much. The sound team added so much.
I mean,
Pat did a great design for it.
Pulling the fight ahead really gives a chance to, you know, brainstorm movement style,
right?
Communicate that to the animators.
Yeah.
Let everybody sort of, you know, add the little touches to it.
We have so many new teams now too. You have to take those into account. You know, we had an effects team, a rigging team, a full-on lighting team. We had lighters in the past, but not a full-on lighting team.
I love the shot.
It was
a tech team.
One of my favorite things about the Knuckle actually is it was one of the last things for the whole show to get rigged, and Brian, who's the lead, you know, hadn't himself been rigging that much. That tends to be the case for leads, is they're actually overseeing the work more so than doing the work themselves. But so since everything else was done, he was just like, move over, guys, I'm doing this one. And he just geeked out on it, and I think it really shows.
And that's another Grim that has multiple different arms, different body parts.
Yeah. Well, we can get into it in the 12 fight, but yeah, it was a very, very, very complex.
Oh, this little moment.
Feel different semblance.
Yeah, Ren's semblance unlocks under extreme stress. Want to talk a little bit about that, or should we save for next volume? Or I mean, we get across the idea that it's able to essentially mask negative emotions and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty clear.
Yeah. Oh, that's my favorite moment in this episode. Is her little grab.
Yeah, it looks good.
Every time it makes me want to cry. Boop.
God, you beat me to it. I was like, my lips were forming to say it as you said it.
We'll keep each other safe.
I was really happy with how the kids turned out. We haven't had, you know, really many kids at all in the show, and to have the first ones be major characters was a little scary, but I was really happy with how it turned out. Thought everyone did a great job.
And then the puberty train came.
Yeah. We're all Ren sexuals now. Look at that. Look at those tassels. And there's Nora being Nora. There is a version of that shot right there where she puts her hands behind her back, where the layers got messed up and her hands go in front of her face in this like really like unnatural, impossible thing, and it's the funniest thing in the world.
It's
best line read ever.
One of my favorite things about going straight from seeing them as kids right to here is just like how much they've clearly helped one another. Like when you see Nora, she's like, her hair doesn't have that little spring in it. She's not as bright. She's, you know, so much more timid.
This is the symbol for.
So it's just so clear they've both had this positive impact on each other's lives.
But that's the village where we found the huntsman. It's weeks away from here.
Actually, fun fact about this was we were still when we were animating chapter 2 was right around the time that we were finishing up writing this stuff, like the end of the season. And yeah, Miles, you wrote this scene, and like we were trying to figure out like how do we link, like what's a good way to do that. And we thought, oh, we could have like a banner from the town in 2 in the cave in 10 to kind of like sew it all together. Right. And I was like, that's cool. Crap, that's in post. So like we really quickly got that banner in the background of, you know, at least like a dozen or a handful of shots into at the last second, so that we could make that work.
And this was seeing an ancient Grimm's lair like this, all the weapons it shed off of itself, and it's goopy goop goop.
There's Ent Grimm.
It's almost as if there's a huge amount of negativity in Kuroyuri right now. I wonder what. Oh no!
Love that shot.
Thank you, sound team.
So good. Here we go.
I love that transition.
It's kind of a call out to the end of Volume 3.
Mm-hmm. This room is really fun to design. We wanted just something that was super dark and fixated. And there's something about hopefully we're gonna get to see more of it in the future. But Salem's Keep, just this they only use what the sections that are needed kind of thing. So I like to imagine that Cinder lit every candle. That was training step number 1. But like only like the first quarter is lit, so the rest can just be in darkness. Has this just kind of like ancient vibe to it. In a world where everything's powered by dust and is automatic, they're still using just pure candles and stuff.
That's cool. Caesar did this, right?
Yeah, he modeled this. I believe I think Aaron started the concept and Sana finished it. But the lighting team did a really good job of sealing that all together.
This is another fun scene demonstrating how Salem works with each one of her lieutenants.
Yeah.
And the idea. I mean, I remember a lot of people were speculating that Sam was going to kill Tyrion.
Yeah.
Or have Cinder kill Tyrion. But she doesn't have to. Like, Salem's very good at identifying how she can use people and also what she needs to do in order to get them to bend her will. And Tyrion's absolute obsession with her makes him the easiest to deal with. And all she has to say is, "You disappoint me," and it does all the damage it needs to do.
Yeah, shout out to Joel and Melanie. I think they did this entire scene in like 4 days, maybe 5.
We always talk about how hard fight scenes are, but once in a while there's an extremely difficult, like what we call like a dialogue scene or talking head scene.
Yeah.
This was it.
Yeah.
The range of emotions for this was nuts. And doing the VO of in this was so like. A lot of times efforts are the least interesting part of a VO recording. This was so much fun.
Also, characters naming is extremely hard.
Like we were talking earlier with like Tyrion's first big ol' swear, this was another moment where like even at his lowest, in his most pathetic moment, it's like he's like an animal backed into a corner. You have no idea what he's going to do, and that's what makes Tyrion so unsettling. Is that I don't think anybody saw this reaction coming.
No, and I think obviously even Cinder is like kind of floored by it.
Yeah, he's really off his rocker. Rwby does a very good job of pissing off very powerful people.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Everything's fine.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, vandalism on Patch Island.
Shing. Sparkle, sparkle.
So pretty. I wonder what it could possibly be.
It's like an old erector set. Finally gonna finish this project.
Bumblebee.
I don't remember saying that you were.
Tim, our lead modeler, spent a decent amount of time kind of upgrading it and just like kind of like adding some cool details to it, but trying to keep it as close to the original as possible. And I thought it turned out super sexy.
I just wanted a better goodbye than a letter. And I also have a question for you.
Did you move my hammer? I have all of my tools meticulously laid out, and I don't see my hammer. This is why I didn't take it.
Despite asking him numerous
You see him walking by
times
with a hammer in his
not
mouth just in the background.
Hey, can somebody write this down? We have a chibi segment to make.
I know how much you miss here. I've stopped you in the past. And I won't need
I think one of my favorite things about the Yang Tai scenes this year was that
we know your sister.
we talked about this a little bit before, but Yang is obviously working on growing a lot, and she's still got a long way to go, but she's she had a pretty big catalyst that's helping her see things differently. But I mean, I think we're also seeing Tai have a pretty big growth as well. He's lost the 2 women in his life that he loved for different reasons, so he's so inclined to just hang on to his daughters, and he's learning that them being gone isn't him losing them. You know, he's got to let them grow.
And to follow that incredibly like brilliant introspective thing you just pointed out, I like to point out that Klein's the fastest butler in the world.
he's like
power walking.
Yeah,
he's getting his steps in. Let's just make his rounds around the mansion.
The Schnee family only hires the best, and he is without question the best.
No, his semblance is actually he can Ant-Man.
That's how he gets in between the cracks.
Yeah.
Of the floor, the tiles in the floor.
No, I knew. No, I was thinking about the idea of him getting inside of a scrubbing bubble, and like rolling around in it to get in to clean everything, like one of those giant bubble things.
And we're coming up on another brief but important James Ironwood moment.
Oh yeah. This all these hallway shots too. Just another example of how things can change. Were originally they were lit the same way, but they were comped very, very differently. And with about 2 days to air, I think, Rob and Pat, what's his official title?
Visual supervisor.
Is he the visual supervisor? Basically, he's
post-visual.
I like to call him the guy that's in charge of making shit look really cool out of 3D. And he and Pat were looking at a lot of the comps and just decided like they thought that they could make him look better, and they just decided, like, I think Rob ended up doing a lot of it. He just like plowed through everything and just applied different presets and filters to everything, just to get a nicer looking color from it, and boy does it help.
You've never trusted anyone other than yourself, and for good reason.
Ooh, Jimmy. You don't have to fix that table, son.
No, he's not paying for that. I think out of everything that I put into this season, which was all of my blood, sweat, and tears, my favorite thing that I put into the season was that Whitley's photo slams down and is face down the rest of this scene after the fist slam. I think that's probably my proudest accomplishment of my entire life.
That's wonderful.
And I have a dog. So.
You mean without your permission?
James, you've been real cool this whole volume, but you need to slow your roll, pal.
I would think you'd want to be on my good side.
Do you think if Jacques hugs you, you get colder?
I think so. I also think it was a lot of fun working with Jason on this scene.
Yeah.
He did a great job. Shout out Jason Rose.
He and Ironwood actually kind of built similarly.
True.
Jason is one of like the nicest guys I know. The idea of him being upset generally like scares me. Generally, I said generally again. Genuinely scares me. He and Ironwood are both those people. They're just so like just massive that like you're just like no, you whatever you want, you're good.
Klein, where are you?
In my hidey hole. Look, it's a giant old mansion. It's got to have secret passageways.
Yeah, don't get grumpy about it.
We forgot to add the shot where somebody's eyes behind the painting
are moving.
Shock are moving.
And they he blinks and they change color, and that's how you know it's him.
Klein, I love you too.
The family you have left after tonight.
It was nice having.
Whoa, talking about fishing for a compliment, am I right?
You most certainly will.
It was a good moment though.
There's so many. Ending their conversation this volume with a thank you, Klein, too, is also a little. That's just. I don't know. He does so much for her. He loves her so much.
Yeah. I think he sees everything she's been through, and I see people saying it's like, well, at least I work for this really terrible person. At least I can do one good thing.
Meanwhile,
boards obviously by Rachel.
Approved by Issa.
Yeah.
for no reason.
Yeah. Can we get a tracking shot of his abs, please?
This is why, son. This is why I left them all behind.
Yeah, speaking of Aaron performances, I thought she did a really great job. And Michael in the scene, too. We don't get serious Son a lot, and I thought he did a really, really great job with it.
I'm done.
It's nice getting, Son's typically very easygoing, never really likes to dwell on heavy stuff. But it's, he'll go there if he's got to go there.
Every day I think about them. Rwby, Weiss,
But yeah,
Yang.
finally getting this nice resolution to the two of them
I love them like I never thought I
This
could
scene
love
was really
anybody.
cool. She's even up to this last bit before he
And I
talks to her,
hope
she's
they
still
hate
lashing
me
out.
for
Shut up!
leaving.
And like just doing everything to just push him away.
Everyone thinks they could
I
help
thought
me,
it was
but
really
they
important
can't.
for her to go through.
You saw Ilya
this
last
kind of-
night, and she's not even the worst.
You know, we were talking several episodes ago. It's like, you know, our girls took a step forward during their time at Beacon, but then the fall of Beacon kind of
I
resulted in
made
this
my
2 steps
choices,
back
and
kind
I'll
of
deal
thing
with the
for a lot of them.
because they
And
belong
we thought
to
it was definitely
me.
the case with Blake.
You think you're being selfless, but you're not.
I think people tend to do that in general. Is they kind of
That chameleon friend of yours got me.
they change and then they blame something that happens on that change, and they don't realize that no, that change is actually exactly what they needed.
You can make your own choices, sure. But you don't get to make ours.
It's funny, people
Friends fight for you.
jokingly or hopefully were upset that they thought we removed Sun's abs, when really we actually made the model more muscular because we wanted the light to catch it. So
and we were leaving the 6-pack to be defined by shadows or the line that kicking it at certain times, but we're no longer like painting it.
Yeah, we just thought it was we were doing so much advanced look at the show that it was a little too much to have him still drawn in.
Cat face.
Cat face.
Double payoff. My hero and door gag.
Look at that. He's awake.
Oh, I love you, Collie.
Yeah.
And I love Sun's face in this next shot. Or wait, no, it's not this one.
It's the one after this.
Hey, Mrs. B.
He originally had it. Austin animated this part, and he originally had that smile for the "Hey, Mrs. B" part. I was like, "That's a little bit too much. Throw it in the next shot in the background."
He always does the most extreme smile per volume.
He does, yeah. He
It's
really
like
does.
the torchwick at the end of 2. He did,
Yeah.
I can't remember what the 3 one was.
Full-scale attack on
He sees that a slider goes to 100 and finds out what happens if you make it 200 instead.
Yeah, this episode has been
Not if we
was all about getting our girls set up for their next big goal, and I think this is one of the ones that I was most excited for.
No.
No more running, no more
We're not
fighting,
going to destroy the White
taking
Fang.
control.
We're going to take it back.
Is that what we named it?
I think
Was
so.
that 9?
I think I think this one's taking control.
Not again. Not again.
I'm just tired of losing people. We're too mean to everybody. Why don't we just make everything okay now?
What are you guys doing here? Did you hear that noise? What was that?
I think there's coyotes.
We're about to be all caught up now. We're at some point during this we started recording on another day because we're so busy. But we're now at the time we're recording this. The finale is the last episode that is yet to be released.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen a full fully comped and super sexy version of it. I'm super excited. Oh my god!
He's creepy boy.
Oh, I love your nightmare brain.
Here we go.
Ooh, boy. Ow, 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 ow. Nailed it.
Just think about all that road rash, I guess. I was gonna say rug burn, but there's no carpet.
Oh, sad horse. What's wrong, bud? You doing okay, champ? You ain't looking so
He's got this growth on him.
Oh. Oh, damn eye trails.
Those are my favorite of the whole year.
All right, kiddos.
Yeah, we're in for a little treat. A creepy, creepy treat.
Let's play a game called I'll See You in My Nightmares.
Yeah.
Oh, the fact that it always kind of looks like it's smiling is the thing that kills me, and I love it.
I'm legitimately just wanting to watch this right now.
You know? So this having a boss fight pretty much for Ren and Nora. I mean, I guess mainly Ren, but like
I think Nora a lot too. I mean, like
Nora's essentially giving Ren what he gave her all that long
exactly.
ago.
Like, I think in a way Nora wants. Yeah, it's just important to her because she wants Ren to have that closure.
And this is fun seeing again Ren's semblance in action, totally throwing the
in a different
Knuckle
way
for
too.
a loop. Yeah.
This was very much a we need to make sure Crow gets out of the way type situation. Didn't we have another version of this?
Dude, there was like 3 different versions of this fight.
No, I remember that. I just remember I thought we did something else with Crow originally.
Yes, that's something that we can't talk about though.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Whoops, just kidding. I mean, it was always this, and it wasn't everything else. So, so a lot of great people worked in this fight. Dustin, led the team. We got Hero working on it, Kim working on it, Millie working on it, Asha worked on it. Yeah. Also had Sean Baird throughout the entire season had been doing cycles for us in every episode, but he worked
a lot of creature stuff.
Yeah, he did a lot of creature stuff and a lot of like them on the stretcher, like that kind of stuff. Paula also worked on the fight too. She ended up doing a good bit of the run stuff towards the end, but so Dustin was really excited for this. Was really into it. Was doing a really great job, and then over Christmas broke a rib and was out for like a week. I think he was more mad at himself than the 4-wheeler that rolled on top of him. But it still came together, and it's still one of my favorite pieces of action.
Yeah,
just because it's just so. Yeah, it all just kind of came together.
Yeah, it takes a whole entire team with different departments to make a fight like this.
Definitely.
Ooh. So you guys are gonna have to tell us how the crowd reacts in Sydney.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it. I hope a lot of people get creeped out.
Yeah. Oh. So yeah, you guys are gonna be heading out in the next couple of days to.
Yeah, we're leaving
tomorrow.
Miles and I are leaving
RTX Australia.
Tomorrow to go to RTX Australia. RTX Sydney 2017. Where we're gonna have the world premiere of the finale.
A whole 11 hours ahead.
Big scare right here.
Yeah.
This was this moment.
Oh, everyone said that's it. Roll credits.
This is another one of those moments when I read it in your script. I couldn't help but laugh. I love that shot too. It's such a great reveal.
Yeah, it turned out really well. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I think going too long with it being completely 100% serious is just a little too. It can be a little too melodramatic. Oh, creepy boy. Yeah, so the rigging team went all out on this. Every one of his little like bone ribs moves. I think he's got 3 different versions of arms, as well as a separate prop arm that's just an arm by itself. The horse, its tail moves. Actually, what we're looking at right now doesn't have a lot of them in, but the horse's mane is actually just made out of constant smoke, like the grim aura that we have kind of going off of people, as we've been calling it.
Emotion in this sorry is just so good.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I think is just so dangerous about the Knuckleavy, and one of the reasons it's so deadly, is not just its physicality and how it can just take damage, and then also its unpredictability and how it moves, but just like the emotional toll it has on those that are fighting it. Like, it's horrifying and would likely leave even a trained huntsman pretty shocked.
Hanzo pretty scared.
Yeah. But obviously here it's like it's their ability to get a hold of their emotions and to calm themselves down and to attack it like they would. They've killed giant Nevermores and things before. It's their ability to take a time out, breathe, reassess the situation, and go in. And I think my favorite parts about this is that it's not Ren using his semblance that does it. It's Nora. And it's just her being a friend and someone that cares about him that's able to calm him down and get him to focus so they can do it.
I think one of the creepiest things about this particular Grim is this is the first Grim that we've seen that has any sort of humanoid element.
Yeah, there a lot went into that, even from the sound design perspective of actually finally having a humanoid like Grim.
We have a fun fact about his cry. Do you want to say it? The Grim cry or nah?
I don't remember what it is, but sure, go for it.
It's working with Will, we had him
when
he screams, he is faintly saying the word dog.
Yeah.
And that's layered in there.
There's so many elements in that scream.
Mm-hmm.
They were like reversing stuff, I thought.
They're doing a crazy amount of stuff, and there's a lot of William Warndorf in there. There's a lot of I think some other animal noises as well. Actually, one of my favorite things about recording with him was at the same time Richard, one of our editors, was filming some stuff for a BTS package, and he was in the booth with Will when he did the giant like humanoid Morse like scream that we have layered in there. So Will's wearing headphones. We're in the mix suite, like the directorial booth. And so Richard's just sitting there filming Will do all of this, and all of a sudden Will just like turns back to the mic and just screams as loud as he can, and it scared the shit out of Richard because he had no idea it was coming.
I just remember, it's not that they were reversing stuff in post. I mean, they might have, but what my brain was trying to tell me was, Will was telling me later, it's like so much of the knuckle baby sounds for him were inhalations.
Yes, yeah. A lot of it was, he's
just like raking it across his vocal cords.
Yeah. He was able to do an inhale scream, which I wouldn't have thought was possible. Jean did a thing, and it was good.
Love that smirk.
Boom. Yeah, the cries and agony this thing has, but still, how it still continues to fight. I think it's just it's so creepy. They really did a good job.
Ren's defiance of it. It's like it's no longer this nightmare monster. It's just another Grimm at this point.
Yeah.
And he's got it. He's in control again.
Because he's a huntsman.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's one of the things I like about how this turned out is it's he's obviously he's seeking revenge and he is tormenting it a little bit extra, but it's still in like this like strangely honorific and slightly humane way, I guess. I don't know. I think it's he's not pulling a Tyrion on it. He's still
it's from a place of control.
Exactly. Yeah. He's not letting his emotions get to him as he does it. And I think that's really interesting.
And now he finally has some closure.
Yay! And a happy Nora.
And in the end, that's really all that matters.
Yeah, that's really what it's all about.
Oh, and I guess an uncle that's not dead.
He's breathing. They did it.
It's quiet. Good job, kiddo.
Guys, I think I hear something.
Yeah, Jean, we know. We can all hear it every time we were watching this. We just kept singing the MASH theme song.
A nice glimpse at Mistral technology too.
Yeah, and some art aesthetic that will definitely not be showing up in the future. There's some temp sound effects going on. I hope the mic's not picking that up.
With the stretchers and everything. That didn't even occur to me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just hearing the MASH theme now.
Yeah. It's definitely not one of my favorite shows of all time.
I want a goodbye spell out in the stones across the bottom there. That bird's eye view shot.
We're on patrol and saw the smoke.
Oh, Stanley.
Thought something might be wrong.
It was revealed. They essentially made it. It was just beyond the mountain range.
Yeah.
Mistral's territory's grown a bit. They done did it.
This is Aries' first kind of look at what the city and school are going to be like, but we have a lot more we want to show.
I think it's a neat parallel to the end of Volume 1, where she's, or Episode 1 of Volume 1, where she's headed off to get her first glimpse of a
Wait, we actually called that out as a reference of like what the shot would be, yeah.
Aww. Aww.
Have you not seen this part yet?
No, I have.
Okay.
I just wanted to say it again, because aww.
What Jeff did with the music there was great.
Scoot.
Boop.
Oh. There's something that we wanted to capture in the scene of that, like, if you've ever been away from home for a really long time and you've got your stuff with you and you throw it down on the bed, there's just that, like, You did it. It's over. Your trip's done. That's what we were trying to capture here.
That and Holiday Inns exists in every world. Every hotel comes with a pen and a notepad that normally no one uses.
Finally set down her weapon.
Yeah, she don't gotta fight no more. Except she still does.
Next volume.
Next one. Yeah.
Well, he died in his sleep.
At least it was peaceful.
That's really all I needed. That and that sweet, sweet inheritance. Time to write back to the friends and family calling dibs on the Porsche.
Yeah. She was like, there's nothing I can do with alcohol poisoning. At least it wasn't the other.
I just want him to fight some villain named Cirrhosis. Don't know.
This season was, we talked about it a little bit. It was one of our greatest challenges, trying to follow so many separate storylines and make it feel satisfying for the audience. And I hope we did a good job. And this was just this season in particular felt like we really needed one last look at everybody and where they are and where they're going, and in a way that didn't feel too much like a cliffhanger, but like a step forward.
Right. And I think one of the things that this, her letter back home demonstrates is that they're all going through some similar things, and they're all kind of having to deal with them in different ways, but a lot of the end results are the same. Because they are, their team, but they're also a family.
Yeah. Everybody's going to have to deal with loss. Everybody's going to have to deal with a crazy, crazy world from time to time.
Yeah, and it's not over yet.
No, it's not. And that's why you got to keep going.
Not knowing what's going to happen next. And the things we do know now, just how bad it can get.
She got her Rooster Teeth first subscriber box.
See, I was thinking
this
about.
month comes with the flag from White Fang.
I was trying to think of what the faunus version of Playgirl would be.
Play Bunny?
Tail.
Well, that's too easy.
Yeah.
Come on. I like Tail too.
Hey, shout out to Yang's outfit, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, Ty.
The golden years.
Which is why I'm out here. To do whatever I can.
Back when B. Arthur was around.
And hopefully do some good.
Oh, Ruby, you still got a heart of gold, girl.
Yeah.
We've all lost something. And I've
It was the dumbest joke, and I think it was only funny because it was like really late at night. But Connor and I were laughing a lot because every time when we were editing this, every time she said, not every time, but the first time she said, we were listening to it, and she said, "Do some good." And I was just like, "Idiot, it's well." And like it wasn't. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. But at that moment, it was the funniest thing in the world to me.
Oh my God, that melts my heart.
Why is this still her normal self? She refuses to sit on the dirty crate. Or the colors of our flag.
Hey, girl.
Hey, boy.
You can do it, Blake.
Just keep trying.
This is another thing we want to make sure is shown, that like the fact that Blake and Son, like every little thing that our characters did throughout this volume affected someone in some way.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the bigger ones.
To be the ones to stand up and do something about all the bad in the world.
I just want to go on record and say this on the commentary too.
Mm-hmm.
I've always loved Oscar's Design because he looks just like my little brother when he was a kid.
Oh, I can see that.
The first time I saw Oscar, I was like, Dylan,
that's really funny.
my boy.
We have to change it now. So we're saying is in about 3 years he's gonna get jacked.
Oh, Oscar?
Yeah,
oh, hell yeah,
just ripped.
Yeah, he's gonna be bigger than me.
So swole.
Ooh. This is probably healthy. This is probably healthy for you,
This is
Cinder.
definitely something that you don't need to see a psychiatrist about.
Do it again. This time, give her a dumb hat.
Like the little propeller.
And this is also you know, Rwby has had to keep, or chosen to keep, a very strong face throughout the majority of this volume, and not to, you know, trying not to let it show how much her personal losses affected her. And this was also, now that the journey's over, her, not really a sigh of relief, but she's able to kind of let it slip off a bit in this moment that's just for her and her sister.
I mean, that seems to, you know, be how she handles these things, is not feeling down about them, but kind of reflecting on them and thinking about how they still have to push on. Yeah. And trying to find something good in all of it.
Yeah. I'd say I think it's one of like the best traits about her, and could potentially be one of the worst depending on how things continue to go. But Uncle Crow's good.
He's just hungover. Can I have a glass of water?
Gatorade. You did it, Kill.
It was a long season, but you did it.
Yeah.
He told us some things that you're gonna want to hear. Things I can't trust will make it to you in this letter. But maybe, if you joined us, he could...
Why is Yang just so cool? Like, everything about her.
Like, Hazel hits a ticket machine and a ticket comes out. She hits a ticket machine and money comes out.
Yeah.
Just money.
Trains come out. She buys trains.
God, vandalism's crazy in Mistral, too.
Yeah. Yang, put the spray paint can away. You're better than that.
Oh, Yang, where you going, girl? What? What?
But which way did she go? We'll never tell.
Womp womp.
Until, I mean,
for several months.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the little details about a certain someone's office.
Oh yeah, it all makes sense now. What Jeff did with the music during this part was really great. It's not until the very end that you get the little musical twist. It's like a little spritzer.
It was fun too. You know, we tried to give each member of Team Witch like a little something. Like we have a little something for Hazel, and Watts's was the longest play of all. You see him in 1, and you see him in 12.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.